Go ahead.
And we are recording.
Alrighty. When last we left off, the wolf pack, after spending several days preparing and laying multiple traps out in the woods, have struck a major blow to the Empire in the wilds outside of Elvanon. With the assistance of the Red Fire's Uncle Velnir, an Imperial Ranger, the pack managed to lure the Imperial forces occupying the city, under the command of none other than Peacekeeper Lawrence, with Velnir unexpectedly serving as their guide. As the trap laid in wait, a massive monsoon from the verdant bay roared inland, obscuring the forest with heavy sheets of wind and rain. Using the storm as cover, the Wolfpack ambushed the force of Imperial guards, light blades, and peacekeepers, and managed to slay all in their trap, including Lawrence, as well as taking one peacekeeper prisoner alive. Taking stock of this field of massacre, the pack discovered Lawrence had been attempting to burn a book on his way off of the battleground, but failed to do so before he was slain. The book was revealed to be not only Lawrence's personal spell book, but also contained several pieces of useful intel, including the teleportation circle key needed to access the underground facility known as the Hull. And that is where we're picking up. You guys are still on the battlefield at the moment, although it's not much of a battlefield anymore, considering it's just nothing but corpses, various pitfall traps that are filled with all manners of different kinds of bodies at this point, in various states of death and, in some cases, melting. Several suits of smoking light blade armor that have been destroyed and dispelled in different ways, and one that definitely smells a lot like burnt pork, to an uncomfortable degree. And as you guys are kind of sitting here, the rain's still going fairly hard, but it's not as hard as it was pre-battle. It's starting to lessen up a little bit. You get the sense you might be approaching, like the eye of the storm is starting to approach your guys' way. So you're kind of sitting here. You still have one peacekeeper. Vel's kind of keeping an eye on him as he's currently knocked out and bound up and gagged. As Dros, you were just given the spell book. And before we jump into this, because a personal goal, specifically a mission of direct vengeance, was achieved, Finn, can you roll me a D100, please?
Oh, shit.
Ooh. Yes, I can. Maybe. This new
And
fucking roll
just
20
so
is
it's
hard to
said out
figure
loud, you want higher than a 50.
And then
No.
Did your best.
Okay. You get this wave running over you. Your amulet tingles for a little bit. The amulet around your neck, and then it kind of stops. And you get the sense something happened with it. But whatever it was, the feelings passed. But Wolfpack, what would you like to do?
We did good, didn't we?
I feel like we did.
I think we did
a
great,
bunch. We killed them all.
yeah. We killed a lot of guys.
Except this one.
we have one, right?
Yeah, but we don't need him, right? We can kill him. Because
Yeah,
we
he's
found the
currently
book with the
he's
map
not
to the...
bound and gagged at the moment. Since he kept trying to cast spells, Vel just kind of took upon himself to hog tie him and put him out. So
I can kill him if you'd like.
I mean, we wanted him to get us like to where the prison is, right? But we've got the book.
Yeah, we need more info.
Okay. Lucky you.
Is there anything else we need?
Yeah, what do we decide we're gonna do with all the bodies? Are we gonna like throw them in a hole and bury them, or are we gonna like?
Loki kind of chimes in at that point and goes, "Well, there's a pit over there filled with acid."
Oh yeah. Yep.
That sounds like a plan.
How about we go on our way, and Loki, you stay here and throw everything in the acid until it's done.
This is like a good plan.
He just looks at you, Tez, like, I was already planning on doing that, but now that you told me to do it, I don't know if I want to.
Do it anyway. You're not even really here.
I'll help you.
No, it's fine. I got it. You guys.
Sure, you can stay too, I guess.
No, you guys check with. Didn't some of them get away, and like some of the Imperial Guard got away earlier?
I think one dude got away, right?
Yes, you know one dude got away specifically.
Did he run to the south?
Northwest back to the city.
Oh, northwest. Okay. Was that intentional? Did we let that happen? I can't recall.
It was
I think he was he was too far away. He just got away before we could get to him.
He
Okay.
full on. He was terrified of you and just
Oh yeah. Yeah.
full on booked it. So
I'm scary.
yeah, I'll get rid of these bodies. You go handle that and see if something happened with it. And Loki just starts like dragging huge, like multiple bodies at once, just tying them up with rope and pulling them all. Eventually getting like chunks of the light blade armor off of their smoldering corpses inside.
It's terribly useful. Thanks, Loki.
So I'm assuming like your uncle's is like blown, right?
Vel chimes in. Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah, they apparently were already kind of suspecting me. That's why when we came up with this plan, I was going to try and have a couple of novice rangers kind of drop the hints. But as soon as they got the intel, that one fucker Lawrence keyed me for it and said, "Hey, you're coming with." And he kept his eyes on me the entire time. I think they were already suspecting me.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably a good moment for me to probably go meet up with the twins' dad. And I don't know.
See if you can like drag him out of his, I guess the opposite of a funk that he's in since he got his wife back.
Yeah, he's probably a bit distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can work with that. I don't know what you guys are planning if you're heading back there like in the next day or so. I'm probably just going to lay low, and if you're not, I'll make my own way there. But if you are, I might just hitch a ride with you.
I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, I think we strike while the iron's hot and hit the prison.
Yeah, we might
My
as well.
vote. I think we should. Why delay?
Well, let's take this dude with us up to the Rebel Yell because I think like being dangled off a flying ship might be motivating for him.
Okay. Good idea.
It sounds like a thrilling day to me.
I'll throw him over my shoulder.
If I'm going to try and cast this teleportation circle, I'm going to need some time to study this book, the spell, and stuff like that too. So we might not be able to. It might be, might not be till tomorrow that we can actually get there.
Oh man, I'm fucking beat. So it's gonna probably be tomorrow before we do a lot of stuff. I don't know about you guys. This was kind of a whole deal we just got through.
Let's go rest.
Whoever is proficient in it, roll survival real quick.
Oh, I am. I can do that. Here we go.
I mean, that battle probably took what 15 minutes in real time.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
actually, and because you also have significant training with the Rebel Yell, you roll a quick survival check as well.
My dice rolls have not failed me
Nice,
yet.
Finn.
Okay. Tyler and Finn. And Tez, you notice like the way the storm's moving fairly quickly. Finn and Tyler, you get the sense because of the direction the storm is moving and the winds and everything, the Rebel Yell could probably catch that on a tailwind and book ass heading west.
Oh.
Oh, let's haul ass.
Hell yeah.
And in fact,
I
Finn,
see it
with
too.
that 20, because you're the captain, the trip from Krillaria out to Elvenon usually takes like a day and a half, somewhere in that range, depending on how fast you guys want to go. You can make it there by the next morning.
Sweet. Well, then I say we fly back there then.
I agree. Let's do it. Goodbye, Loki.
Loki just kind of looks up. He's already done moving all the bodies into the pit. As he was
I had fun
singularly
drinking
focused
with
on
you.
that while everything was going on. He just, are we leaving? Okay.
Oh.
I didn't know how far he was done. I thought he was just going to meet us with the red roses. Gosh,
I mean, if you want to send him there to do that, he will. He just kind of looks. He's already done like dismantling the armor sets and throwing corpses into the soup. So
Thank you, Loki.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, do we want to have him go, like, check in with those dudes and make sure they're on their jobs? Red Blossoms.
Sure.
Did write it down.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I can check in with them. Just, I don't know, holler at me when you're back in town.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll swoop you out before we go hit this prison, probably.
Cool. All right, and he starts heading that way. Towards the city, specifically.
Bye.
Okay.
All right, you guys heading back to the boat then?
I'd say so.
Yep. Let's go.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All
Let's be
right.
feet.
By the time you make your way north, up the peninsula, through the woods, bypassing the city itself, making it to your campsite, the kind of little inland cove where the Rebel Yell has made frequent dockings at this point. You make it back to the ship, and your bosun immediately just kind of looks. Aye, that was a quick one. We set and sail, and he kind of looks up and sees like the storm. And this area around the cove right now, you guys are in the eye of the storm, so it's not. You can see the storm walls to the northeast and north as they're moving inward. But so the storm is still heading kind of west by northwest, and you can make use of that. But at the moment, he's just kind of looking like, are we heading out before it gets worse again?
Sort of. We're going to use that to go faster.
Daring. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good idea.
Well, and he gets the crew in order, gets things ready. On your word, Captain.
Let's do it.
All right. And the
What's the attribute I used to fly? Is it wisdom?
Or
Dex.
I believe it was I think we were using Dex for you.
Okay.
Now that you have basically
Because
expertise in it.
Yeah. Cool. Well then, let's see how I do.
Yeah. And with that, you guys.
Everybody,
take
hold
to
on
the
to
sky.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pack and the crew all kind of hunker down as the Rebel Yell shoots into the sky, taking a bit of a hot exit here. And
Woohoo!
as you hit basic cruising altitude and drop the sails to pick up wind, you feel it. There is a lurch. You start hauling. At full sails, yeah, you doing the calculations in your head, you know you're gonna get there somewhere in the nighttime, probably before dawn. So it's gonna cut this time almost in half.
Fuck, I'm
Nice.
talking about.
Good flying.
All right. Once the ship is at cruising altitude, you kind of lock it in. Are you guys doing anything during the voyage, or are you just resting? What's going on? It's a little afternoon by this point.
I'm assuming I'm flying, so
Yeah, you can set the
Yeah, I'm
wheel.
always gonna hang out.
The Rebel Yell does have an autopilot where it just kind of like locks the wheel in place heading in one heading. So, plus you
Yeah.
also have your bosun there who's more than happy to take the wheel if you need a rest.
yeah. I mean, I'll use that to get a little short rest because I'm a fucking warlock, and that's all it takes to get all my shit back.
That's true.
I'm just resting.
I'm pouring over that book, that spell book, and I don't know if I have any ink left to actually do any transcribing of the spells. I'll check. But
I'm gonna say you were in Elvenon prior to the battle. I'm gonna say if you wanted to have, we can retcon it, mark the gold off for it, but you have the supplies.
Sure. Then in that case, I will probably blow all my cash on that.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to let that happen. I'm not gonna nitpick it like arrows or anything like that. So
And I'd also float the idea especially since this book is full of like super useful spells. If when we're back at Elven, did we leave all of the blades deposit basically for us, or the advance for us for killing the torch? Did we leave all of that in Crolaria?
I believe so.
I don't remember.
I would just
Because I think we used that to leverage them to buy us, to make us all the like magic, the fire resistant
Right.
shit we needed.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. You left a healthy portion of it back there. If you wanted to have left all of it for like safekeeping or something, that can easily have been arranged as well.
Or if you want
Yeah,
to
I
keep
would-
some walking around money.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping to use probably I don't remember how much it was. I know it was a ridiculous amount, but I will probably use a lot of it to basically buy the region out of the magic inks that I need for spellbook work. So we can talk about however much I guess would even be available. But yeah, I'd have been having any of the lackeys out in Albanon looking for inks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's, I mean, whenever we're not doing something, Drost is, eyebrows deep in that book.
So I actually ended up finding my notes on it. You guys paid 17,000 of the 250,000 you were paid, and despite paying that 17,000, you guys were going to leave the money on the ship. If you want to retcon that, I'll allow it, because it's a shit ton of cash to keep on a ship. But
Personally, it doesn't matter to me when it would have happened. I'm just looking for, to finance my addiction.
Yeah, man, it's like we're not going to notice
as well.
any of the missing money. Yeah, I mean, if it is all on
Yeah.
the ship, then I'd say, Dros, just take whatever you want.
Yeah.
So my
Just
buddy
doesn't mind.
his parents owned a vending company. He always kept a coffee can full of quarters in his car. You know how many packs of cigarettes I bought in my teens with all quarters?
all right, so Drost is working on all of that. The afternoon passes. I need somebody. If the captain wants to do what he can, otherwise someone else can. Please roll me a d20 luck check.
Go ahead, Captain.
Ooh.
I was about to say, you don't want my rolls.
Who's rolling? You want me to?
Mm.
Or did somebody roll?
I'll go with you. Captain.
What are we rolling?
Okay. Yeah.
Just a straight d20. We're doing a luck check here to see if anything happens here. 9. Everybody go ahead and give me a percent. If you're on the deck, so I guess not Drost, because
No.
you're focusing on stuff. Anyone who would be kind of just milling around and isn't doing anything like super specific,
Oh,
go
no.
ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. It's a 10, 20. Oh, God.
Ooh.
I'm looking everywhere.
Yeah. Tyler and so Finn, you're kind of focused on the boat. The storm winds, like, they're not hard to manage and navigate. Rulo's kind of helping you with that as well. But your focus is mostly on just making sure like you don't end up taking a wind that's either too strong for the boat or sets you on a different course. Taylor, you're kind of helping with that as well, just kind of navigating the skies, watching everything below. Tyler and somehow Tez. Tez, you're kind of just wandering around the castle of the boat, just kind of looking around, like feeling the wind through your mane and everything like that. Tyler's just kind of there enjoying the weather as well. And both of you see way off to your southeast, vaguely in the direction of where that battle happened, you see a streaking orange line heading right for it.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I think one of our friends found our little present.
Yeah.
I'd
That's
point
what it
that
looks like.
way. Point it out to everybody.
And I will say with a nat 20, you can see it's definitely coming from I need to rephrase a little bit. It's southwards from where you guys are at, but it's heading north as if it's coming from the south.
Oh, okay.
Yikes.
Yeah, so like you guys are off, if you're seeing my pings, you're off to the west of Elvenon a little bit. The fight happened kind of out there, over by the E on the map. You're seeing that streaking line heading like
Towards Elvenon?
from this direction, like from Port Oman almost, heading
Mhm.
northwards towards where you guys were.
Oh, okay.
Which Port Oman's where he had a base, right?
Yes, Port Oman is home
Mhm.
to one of the locations at the fort. I don't even remember the name of it that I came up with myself.
Well, there he is.
Great.
Good thing we left.
Yeah. Hopefully he does not find us, because I can't do that right now.
We could take him. I'm not worried a bit. What do you think, Finn?
I think I'm fucking ready whenever he is.
Well, we'll continue on with this, but he definitely knows something went down.
Yep.
Good for us.
Probably knows it was us, too.
I
Good.
don't know if anybody. I don't. Apparently, there's nobody else that can do this kind of shit besides us.
I feel like he's a smart cookie.
It seems that way. We're the only ones making a dent.
Real quick, Drost. I don't remember if I gave this information or not, because I'm just going through some of my notes. I believe you had written in the Good Night book asking a question about the names of the lost cities of Kurlaria, right?
Oh,
The lost cities of Meridia, excuse me.
I think so. Yeah.
Did I give you the answer to the question?
I don't. If you did, I don't have them in my notes.
Okay. Given that a couple days have passed, as you're kind of like sitting down going through your books, you set the Good Night book, which is just among your various arcane tomes and everything. You set it over there, and you see somewhere in the pages there's just kind of a pulsing light, almost like an LED bookmark or something.
The message.
Yeah,
light.
I'd check it out.
Okay. You pull the book out and you open it to that page, and right underneath the lettering, where you had written in your own handwriting, what are the names of the lost cities of Meridia? 1 second here, because now I gotta pull that up. Where did it go? Sorry, my dog is not where I thought it was.
Well, for what it's worth, that's the only reason I was interested was it's in an attempt to unlock more of Jives's knowledge, thinking that maybe it might be able to help us in some way.
Right. I will send you some information here in a second. But yeah, you now have access to the names of the cities.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, as soon as I find them, I would I would bring Jives out, and I don't know what the protocol was for unlocking or using the passphrases, but I would bring his attention to that chapter of his memory banks and just use the names of the cities in an attempt to unlock.
Give me a quick Arcana check.
Arcana. Sure. There you go. Ouch. Bam. Take that, book.
In the descriptions of these cities, which I'm still looking for, but I'll send your way, at the very end of them, after it gives you, name of the city, like approximate location, and things like that, at the very bottom it says nothing is lost.
Huh.
Uh, wait, what? So
In the Good Night book,
it's referring to the fact that they're in fact not the lost cities in air quotes are not in fact lost.
you don't know, but it just has this underneath all of this very like the TLDR information that the book gives you. At the very bottom is just this quote, standing alone, almost like with the way the book is or showing this information to you, it's standing alone almost like another name of a city, but it says nothing is lost.
I mean, I would attempt to use that as the passphrase.
You hear an audible ding, Jives goes, password accepted.
All right.
And you have all of the information about the lost cities. Once I find that document, I will send that your way. But
sure. Just another reason that Drost is probably not going to be seen much. I'm not like, I'm not like telling everyone to fuck off, but I'm, trying to get as much information relevant to our situation as possible. So while I'm, be in between where I'm, transcribing spells and stuff like that, I'd be chatting to Jives about trying to cross-reference any of that info with the what's the name of the cult of Demogorgon, the Mystics, and anything even relevant to either the torch or the blade, because we're kind of trying to pull some of those threads too, with knowing that the blade was some sort of a bastard, like has a bastard name or something like that, or I can't remember the specifics, but something about my conversation with Avandre piqued that, right?
you knew it wasn't that the blade had a bastard name. The name, he used a couple words that it kind of scratched something in your brain, that there's one of the pillars of Meridia, one of the big families, is named Oakheart, and part of what he said,
some of
the emphasis he put on words, left. And you made that mental connection, but you're not entirely sure what that connection is exactly yet. And there was a minor discussion about Luke, the kind of individual that was freed from the Red Blossoms.
Right. Okay.
That his last name Lux is a quite popular bastard name used down in the out in the capital, essentially.
Gotcha. Sure. Yeah. So I don't know if Jives is going to be much help with any of that, but it's kind of grasping at straws for more info, relevant info.
Yeah. He will help you port over that stuff as you kind of work on that and getting the teleportation circle inscribed.
We might be able to get, I don't know if what's the name of like the FBI or like the organization that has information and stuff like that I was chatting back and forth with one of the contacts there. Be curious if maybe they have anything on the Oak family.
The Oakheart, yeah, I believe. I really need to go through my notes again. The organization is the organization that Tyler is a member of.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Either way,
The exchange.
The exchange. Yes. Yeah, you could certainly ask them about it next time you're back in Elvenon or a major city with an exchange office.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, Corey, I'm not trying to force you to develop more stuff than is relevant. The only reason I'm looking into these types of things is, if there's the off chance that there's some small piece of information that might, give us an advantage or something like that in negotiation, or particularly, against the torch, and just keeping our heads, being able to at least not be a step behind the blade as he seems to be.
I can promise you, I'm not developing more for this. I have all of this.
Okay,
a
that's
lot.
good.
Oh, so you just make Corey's night.
Yeah, that's really all this is. It's me just having to reorganize my notes because I know I did it already. It's just a matter of where I put it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I just want it to be like
yeah,
you
you
pulling
will
on random
quite a bit of stuff being sent your way. All right, but yeah, it's a fairly, other than the minor appearance by the torch, it's a fairly quiet day of travel. So as it starts getting dark, Rulo the bosun comes up to you, Finn. Captain, if you'd like to head down to the quarters and get some rest, I can watch over.
If you can handle it, I'm cool.
Oh, I got this old bird. I can handle her.
There you go.
All right.
She's yours.
Rulo takes the helm, and unless anyone has anything they're wanting to do or converse about, you guys can head into a rest if you're ready.
About how much time would we have had post
Already at this point, it would be about 7 to 8 hours so far.
Okay, just trying to see how much, what spells I can get.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact. What is the time frame for copying spells?
I think it's an hour per spell level.
Yes, hour per spell level. So you are like 4/5 of the way through this thing for a 5th level spell. You can stay up a little later and then just take a slightly later rest if you'd like, or you can finish it when you guys wake up. Your call.
Wait. So you said how long we had 4 or 5 hours that we've been on the ship?
You guys have been on the ship for about 7 to 8 hours at this point.
Oh, okay. So I'd be able to do 7 to 8 spell levels.
Yes.
As far as time wise.
Time wise, I think it's 2 hours for each level of the spell. For a 5th level, it should be
2 hours. Oh, okay, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
2 hours for each level of the spell, so it's a 10-hour process total for a 5th level spell. So yeah, you are 4/5 of the way through that.
I would stay up a little late to get teleportation circle down, so in case we want to try and do some prison work the next day.
Then yeah, you stay up a little later and end up completing the spell after everyone has gone to bed. Can someone other than Finn please roll me a d20 luck check?
I'll do it. D20. That's not very lucky.
That is a 4. Okay. You all are awoken to it's about halfway through your guys' rest. It's still very dark out. You're past the point of midnight at this point. All of you wake up to the sudden shouting from the crew and a crack of lightning that sounds relatively close enough to shake some of the windows in the captain's cabin and shake some of the beams of the hull.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that was close.
Second I turn the ship over, I'll run up there to help fucking fly.
All right. You head to the after castle and you see Rulo. He's keeping it under control, but what looks to be happening here, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Anyone who's coming to the deck, roll me a perception check.
Oh, yes, I'm running up there indeed.
For sure.
I can't even sleep.
All of you can see it clear as day. Off of your starboard hull, off in the distance, not that far away, a couple 100 feet at this point. It's not, the storm for the most part has kind of died down. You're still riding the tailwinds from it, but the dangerous part of the storm has completely passed. It's just nothing but shallow rains and things like that off in the distance. What it did though, after the storm energy kind of dissipated a little bit, Tyler, you'd be eminently familiar with this. When that kind of storm energy stays coalesced a little too long past the storm's life point, some of that energy can kind of take on a life of its own. And it looks like about 300 feet away, you can see the shape of two storm elementals dancing around
no.
some of the peaks of the Black Rise Mountain several hundred feet away. They don't appear to be blasting. You see a couple other lightning bolts and hear the crack of them. They don't look like they're blasting at you guys. They're blasting at each other.
Say we steer clear of those elementals over there and keep going.
Yeah,
too close.
Rulo's at the helm. Like, sorry, Captain, for the loud wake up there. It looks like a couple of stormies are just having a little bit of fun.
Yes, they are.
That's pretty cute, actually. I'm here for it.
Yeah, maybe we try not to get in the middle of that.
Can I have all of you please roll a dex save?
Oh shit!
As you see, one of the lightning bolts that these storm elementals are throwing at each other goes completely wide of its target and flies out in the vague direction of the rebel yell. Does not look like it's a targeted shot.
Oh.
I can get out of that, Tez.
Tez and Drost, Tez, you're already kind of like out here on the deck. Drost, you're just kind of coming up a little bit. You were not as deep into your sleep, so you're still a little groggy. Like last one to come out, and Tez, you see this lightning bolt heading like right for you, and as soon as it starts heading your way, it almost like splits off, and a chunk of it hits the center of Drost's armor, and a chunk of it hits you. Both of you.
Question. Would danger sense count here?
Against effects that you can see. You can see this coming. Yeah, roll again.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Dexterity. Aha!
Okay.
You
Ooh,
dodge out of the way of the lightning bolt and it hits Drost.
Yeah,
You take that,
the lightning
Drost.
bolt starts heading, it starts heading for you guys, and it then just forks and hits Drost.
Oh, Drost! Watch out!
You duck it and it just blasts right into him.
Drost,
Get
you
your
take 15
nose
points
out
of
of that
lightning
book.
damage. As this
Ow.
lightning bolt just it feels like I mean, not that Drost would have any concept of what a stun gun is, but it's a nice tase. Leaves your fingertips and toes are a little numb after this.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna probably make my way to a safe place.
Yeah, you head back down below deck immediately. Rulo, having seen this happen, immediately just starts like turning the wheel of the ship to pull us away. Like, all right, there's no reason for us to be that close to it. We can deviate a little bit and just take an extra hour to go around. Is that all right, Captain?
Yep.
Yep. I'll put some distance. It'll slow us down a little bit, but it'll be a little safer.
Corey, did I take half damage on that? I'm sorry, I missed that.
You did not. No.
Oh, awesome.
DC
Okay.
was 10. It was all or nothing damage.
Cool.
Yeah. These guys are. Drost now knows firsthand. These guys weren't exactly trying to hit you or anything like that. This was an errant shot that happened to go your way. So as a result, like, not a whole lot of malicious intent in trying to hurt someone with these bolts. They're not very powerful.
So it's not a straight bullet, it's a straight bolt.
Yeah.
I'm going back to bed.
After about 10 or 15 minutes, the lightning, the sound of the thunder from these lightning bolts and these storm elementals, you can hear it off in the distance, dying down a little bit as you're putting more and more space between them. They weren't trying to keep pace with you or anything like that. They were just kind of ducking between some of the peaks of the Black Rise in a playful manner. So it sounds like they're still having their fun, just farther away from you guys now. But the rest of the night passes uneventfully. Finn, please roll me another D100.
Wolf.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's scary.
Never mind. You don't feel anything as you wake up. So the next morning, well, not quite morning. You guys went to bed a little earlier than normal. So Dawn is probably like an hour or two out, but as you all begin to start rising, getting things ready, getting your pack equipped, Rulo calls out, "Almost there, Captain, if you want to take us in."
Yep, I can do that.
All right. Quick question. What have you guys done with... Velnir's been watching him, but would any of you guys done anything with the prisoner at this point?
Good point.
I'm guessing we just would have had him tied up down on the bottom
Yeah.
deck.
Are we taking him to Crolaria?
Tez is
I
pretty
assume
much
so.
down
I mean,
on the
they
bottom.
probably got people that can
Yeah.
like get information out. Like I said, short of like threatening to let Tez eat him or throw him off the ship. I don't know
Right.
what else.
Tez is on the bottom deck the whole time with him and has not fed him anything.
Okay. Yeah, Vel's been kind of just trading shifts watching him. Vel suggested early on, as soon as you guys got on the ship, we have him like bound and gagged and everything, so he's not going to get away that way. I would recommend blindfolding him as well, just in case, we don't want him actually like seeing or hearing anything. Like, and whenever we get wherever, I don't actually know where this place that we're going is anyway, but I figured I'll stay on the ship with him for now, and like you guys can go tell them, and if they want to bring him in, they can. Something tells me they might be a little less than happy if we just stroll, a peacekeeper right into their ranks without warning them firsthand.
Well, I mean, he's not like walking in with us. Like we've got him pretty much subdued.
I mean, yeah, subdued and everything, but peacekeepers aren't exactly known for they're known for like being sneaky and finding ways out of situations like this, and I don't think our allies would appreciate it if we walk one in, even if he's tied up and everything, where he can try to observe, or they probably have a process for handling stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
Figured, let them know and let them do their process.
I'm going to suggest, not in a torture sense, but I'm going to suggest we do whatever we can to like prevent him from recovering any of his... I don't know if he was a spellcaster or because he didn't actually get to do anything in that fight, but if we get the idea that he is, I would make sure that we make it so he doesn't get, the effects of arrest, like recover any of his spells and stuff, in case, just to keep him from...
I mean, would anyone have patted this guy down at any point?
Oh yeah. I mean, yes, definitely.
You found a spell book then, and Gross, that lines up. It's probably not all of them, but a majority of peacekeepers tend to be fail outs from the academy.
Well, I'm gonna yoink that thing just in case there's anything in there that's not in Lawrence's.
Yeah.
Nothing
stuff goes to Drost.
Yeah. Nothing of significance in his spell book. It's the lower level spells, basically the same lower, like the first and second level and cantrips that Lawrence had in his, with the exception of a couple of the more deadly ones. You get the sense this guy probably was a very high-ranking peacekeeper.
Well, while we had him all tied up, then I would just tell Elvis to bite him every half hour so he can't get any rest.
I'm also snoring next to him
anytime he looks comfortable, just bite him.
Yeah, he'd never sleep with me there either. So between me and Elvis, he's fucked.
Well, that I figured Tez probably sharpened his axe with super prolonged eye contact.
Yeah, this guy's
creepy at all.
yeah, he's traumatized. I don't know what's gonna happen to him after this. It's bad. Poor guy.
Yeah, he's one person. We just killed 30.
Yeah, this is psychological torture right now.
Don't love your odds, buddy.
All right. So yeah, he's been down there the entire time, bound, gagged, blindfolded, everything. You guys have been... It's not torture. It's definitely not torture, but it's not pleasant. It's not a pleasant ride for him. But as dawn's starting to come in, Finn, you take the helm once more, and land in your usual spot. Successfully. You managed to put her down, activating some of the landing equipment. And about 5 minutes after you land, as you're kind of just making sure everything's set, the equivalent of the anchor is ready, the loading bridge is dropped. One of the guard attendants from inside the cave wall kind of comes out. Oh, you're back. Want me to let the overseers know?
Yep, we got a prisoner too.
Oh, okay. What is he like?
Peacekeeper?
Guard or
No, not peacekeeper. What, the Inquisition?
He's a peacekeeper.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
a peacekeeper.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not the armored up ones. We killed all of them. This is one of the nerd ones with the books.
oh,
The
he's
nerd one.
okay.
They give Finn a side eye.
Can you keep him there for a bit? I gotta let someone up know. There's a thing we do with peacekeepers. They're crafty. We just want to make sure that he doesn't do anything. I'll be right back. Just keep him there for a second.
I'll hold on to him. Don't worry. He's not going anywhere.
Great.
I mean, he can't cast spells if he doesn't have any hands, right?
The guy kind of stops as he goes. When he was heading in, and he kind of stops and looks. He goes, "I guess no, he can't."
I mean, because Tez has been talking about eating this dude for the last 12 hours.
I can cut
I
his
mean, I
hands
think if we
off
could
if you
throw him a
want.
bone.
Well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
I'm not saying that's plan A, but I just mention it in case.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm gonna go get someone who can probably make these decisions and not me. And this guy kind of just goes back in.
I'm just looking back and forth, and my hand is on my hatchet, just waiting for somebody to say do it.
A couple minutes later, a older-looking wood elf comes out in full armor with his bow and everything on his back. You guys have seen him around and know he's a bit of a hard-ass. Rel Birchwood, the Overseer of Defense, comes out. Wolfpack, I've been told there's a priority prisoner.
Yep.
Interesting.
We
Where
killed,
is he?
he's in the boat.
Okay. My permission to come aboard?
Oh, for sure.
All right. Steps onto the boat, heads down to where you guys have him, looks at him. Well, a peacekeeper alive. How did you manage to take him alive?
We killed 30-ish of his buddies, and then we just got him at the end.
It wasn't even that hard.
No, we're fucking awesome.
We are pretty fucking awesome.
That is impressive. I can't even argue that. Okay. Yeah. Well, one moment here. Let's just... And he ends up pulling out what look almost, at first glance, they kind of look like gloves. But as he kind of pulls some pieces off of them, you see they're not exactly not gloves, gauntlets is what they look like. You can see that there's some different wires and things attached to the backs of the gauntlets. I'm trying to think if any of you would have seen these before. And I think Drost might have been the only person, and it was something you didn't want to look at again. Drost, you've only ever seen these in a diagram at the academy. These are finger quieters, is what the academy students called them. They are anti-mage gauntlets that are used for magical prisoners. When they are put on the hand, they are then locked into place, and you do not have finger articulation that you can use.
Nice.
Yeah, it's essentially to block any kind of somatic components. They can do very, very small concentrated movements. So if they need to pick something up, like a fork or something, if they're a prisoner, because it's primarily used for magical prisoners. But any kind of fine dexterous movement you would need for a somatic component, out of the question. Not physically possible with these things on. And for our reference, they look like something out of a Saw movie that you would strap someone's hand into. They are mechanical monstrosities that look incredibly uncomfortable as he like attaches these things to the Peacekeeper's hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna shiver and look the other way.
And I
Real
got
pick up.
side eye for talking about cutting his hands off. Just a magical way of doing the same thing.
I mean,
Oh,
you
I'm
could've-
magical
Get right in
mechanical.
we probably just
I'd
would have
get right in
cauterized
his-
the stumps if you had.
Get right in his
Not-
face and say, "You lucked out."
I'm just giving you the side
Just
eye
give me a
for
perception
calling the guy a
check.
nerd.
What's that?
Tez, give me a perception check real quick.
Okay.
Tez almost sounds disappointed that he didn't get the hands.
Oh, not very good.
It's high enough because it's not, it was very low DC. This dude pooped himself a little when you said that.
Oh,
I sniff.
you did poop yourself.
He
You
almost
guys are
tries
supposed
to
to be like
shake his head.
elite.
He like tries to shake his head no, and he like can't because of the bindings and everything. So he's just kind of stuck.
God, how the
Rel
fuck
just
is
kinda
the
looks like-
Empire in charge if these guys are like the elites? You're bad at your job, guy.
Rel just kind of keeps looking at you guys as he's finished putting the gauntlets on. Like, damn, that was incredibly disheartening to see done to. I mean, I enjoyed watching it. Don't get me wrong, but damn. Okay.
Well, we figured you guys could probably interrogate him better than we could. Like, our options were like let Tez eat him or part of him until he starts talking, or like threaten to throw him off the boat.
Well, we have a couple things we can do to him. Peacekeepers tend to not give up information easily. We've only ever caught 2 in the past, and both when interrogation methods were put to them, neither yielded any kind of information. So we'll try that, and if nothing comes from it, well, he'll end up like the others.
I use Awaken Mind and talk to him. I was like, we will 100% let Tez eat you if you don't talk. And he'll start at the bottom, and you'll be alive the whole time.
Well, definitely.
Go ahead and give me. You need to give me an intimidation check with advantage for that.
I was going to say, definitely start with the tongue because, then he won't be able to cast any verbal spells.
Hez just yawns and shows his big teeth, not knowing at all what's being said.
Finn, you now definitely smell something awful.
Gross.
Rel picks up on that smell too. Okay, before he needs entirely new
I thought these
wardrobe.
guys were supposed to be professionals.
You guys are imminently terrifying. You do understand that, right?
Oh, I am big.
Like-
I'm huge.
Like a lot of the things you have already done and often say are horrifying even to me, and that's not including anything that includes looking at. And he just kind of gestures at Tez.
Yep. Oh, we haven't even gotten into like the existential shit yet.
I'm
We're
over
a
here,
messy bunch.
and I'm just over here petting Keese's belly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, you people are.
You don't
I
fit
wouldn't say
in.
monsters, but you're on my side, so you are like terrifying to deal with. If we were enemies, I would not want to be.
That's good to know.
We'll take him in. He kind of looks over at Vel, who's just been kind of like sitting in the corner this entire time, like making himself small as he pets one of his rats. Imperial Ranger here, uncuffed. I'm guessing defector.
Oh no. Yeah, he was always on our side. He was an agent. It's what's his ass's brother?
Toral. I didn't know Toral had a brother.
That-
Vel chimes in. We're close. We're just really close. Toral's a really good friend of mine. My cover has been kind of compromised in Elvenon. I was the agent who's Rel's just like, yes, we were told we had someone who was feeding us. Good to know it was you. Welcome to the team. He points at Vel and then points at the twins. You 3 are probably going to want to talk to Toral soon. We haven't been able to do anything in the last couple of days since the woman was resurrected.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I was worried
He's-
about that.
He's missed
There's
a
a
couple of
distraction.
meetings, and yeah, real quick, can everyone here just give me a general charisma check? And your DC is going to be 17. If the majority of you meet or beat that, low. Okay.
What the
Not
shit?
good. Not good at all.
Oof.
He just kind of looks at you guys. Not to be indelicate to the situation, but this is still an active military organization, and not having a commander focused on the task at hand is a problem for those of us who have day-to-days to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that's at the top of our list of business we need to take care of.
Indeed. So, should you feel the need to participate or inform us of anything, there is an Overseer Council meeting scheduled for here in a couple of hours.
I mean, I guess we should just be in charge of this rebellion, right? I think General Finn Stormraven sounds pretty fucking badass.
We're
Rel's
doing
gonna
most
look-
of the work
I feel like we
anyway.
have other things to do.
Rel just kind of looks at you guys. I can't tell if you're being serious. I'm just going to go take this in, and we'll see you at the meeting. And drags this peacekeeper off.
Have fun, buddy. Hopefully we don't see you again soon.
All right. But you guys are parked. You have free run. What are you doing?
I guess we go check on all of our fire resistant shit, right?
It's been a couple days.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right. All of you heading down that way, or anyone peeling off to do their own thing?
I want to go check the
Uh,
enchanters for sure.
Yeah, I go with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm heading down.
Going with them.
Yeah. We should all stay together for now.
Okay. All of you head in. Vel kind of comes with you guys, and as you go through the passages and enter into Kralaria, he just kind of looks around. Oh wow, this is kind of amazing. I wasn't expecting something like this. And as you guys start heading off in direction, hey, twins, direction Toral's place. Point me there.
Do you want us to come with you, or do you want to do it by yourself first?
I can check on him first. You guys have. It sounds like you guys have something to do real quick, but I'll check on him. I'll check on him first. It's fine.
Okay. Let us know. I just point in the general direction.
Will do. And you see one of the little rats on his shoulder gives us a little salute, and he walks off.
All right.
All right, but you guys head down into the catacombs, into the Manufactorum. You can see sitting there at his main desk is Overseer Dunaramont, going over the list of orders and finishing up a polishing piece on an enchantment. Kind of looks up. Oh, hey, you guys are back. Let me real quick here. He starts going through all of his order lists. I think we got just about everything you ordered done already. Let me make sure here. We might have been still working on one thing. Okay, we got the 2 rings of fire resistance that you ordered. And then let me see here. It looks like we were just making armor, fire resistant armor for you guys. Is that correct? I don't know why we let people with smudgy hands in here.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. I got a ring. I think somebody else. They had like a ring, like on hand, right?
Yeah, we have one. We set it aside for the order. We're already working on replacements to, put that out for other stuff.
Yeah, I remember I was getting a ring. I don't know about everybody else.
I might
Yeah,
have been. I don't remember honestly.
I
don't
don't
either.
remember.
I could have either had them do armor or a ring. I don't know if was it
What kind of
faster
armor was
or
it?
easier to make a ring or
Basically, whatever armor you have, it would swap out for that same armor type of fire resistance. So, I know some of you have some magical armors that you're not one to swap out. Anyone who isn't swapping out their armor gets a ring of fire resistance from this.
Oh, I don't have
Oh,
armor.
cool.
Oh yeah, in that case, I'd just take a ring
I'll take a fire resistance ring.
Okay.
and make it easy.
Those of you with fire resistance rings,
Mhm.
please put an asterisk on them. Dex kind of just hands them out and everything. Describe, it's the same normal process as any other magical item. Attune to it, sit down with it for a little bit, so it's adjusted to your aura. The only real problem with them, because we had to kind of make them very rush order, they're not as potent as they could be. If you take too much fire damage, they run the risk of breaking. They're going to hold up for quite a bit, but I'd say maybe don't go sticking your head in the mouth of a red dragon or something like that. You get my drift?
Okay.
Dog, we're using these to fight the torch.
I know. You explained that. They're gonna hold up for a lot of stuff. Just don't get hit with 5 fireballs in a row. Is my recommendation.
Okay.
No promises.
That's fair. I know it's not the full thing. We're sorry. We would need a little more time for that. We were trying to make as many as we could as fast as possible for you guys. So, rush order job. It's the best we can do. Though they should hold up in a fight fairly decently. But
I don't think I was there for the session where you guys were shopping for fires and stuff. Did they have any armor pre-made that had fire resistant armor that they had already been made, or were they making all of this stuff?
they had a couple
On
things that
demand.
were available just off the shelf. Fire resistance wasn't one of the ones that's super common because they're usually fighting, against slightly more mundane methods. But they had a couple pieces of armor and the runes to craft whatever type of armor they needed to with fire resistance on there.
So no matter what we would have gotten here, if it were armor or the rings, would have that.
The armor is a little more permanent. The rings, because they didn't have that many rings, they basically had to rush copy them as many and as fast as possible. So getting that many rings of fire resistance that quickly, there were a few mishaps when I was rolling to see what happened crafting that many. The armor was fine. The armor came out fine, but
So if they have fire resistant splint mail, then I would just take that.
yeah, easily done. So you can swap that and drop that onto your character. You now have splint fire mail.
Or yeah. Either way, I guess I'm actually wearing a breastplate instead. Is that?
Yep, that's
is that
fine.
something they would
I
have had to?
would assume because this was all pre-ordered stuff, you placed an order with them. So
Sure. Okay. I just wonder.
yeah. All right, but you guys all have some fire-resistant gear. Dex kind of looks. Is there anything else? I don't know how long you're going to be in town again. Anything else we can try to make for you? I don't know if it's a rush job. We can try. Otherwise, you can play something and we pick it up later.
I would like to get your thoughts about how to make our ship harder to spot in the air.
Harder to spot in the air.
I've seen those magic cloaks that help blend in. What do you think about making something like that, except to cover the bottom of the ship?
Well, I guess it kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. We can do a couple. I'm just off the top of my head. There's a couple options like painting the bottom of the hull like a camouflage to try and blend in with the sky would be a thing. If we're doing more arcane methods, full invisibility on the ship would be an undertaking. A lot. I don't even know where we'd start with that, but that's a heavy use of greater visibility that we would have to. It's doable. That would take a long time to do, but we could do it. If we want to do something a little smaller, like blur or something like that, that can also be worked in. Still would take a little bit, but not nearly as long as full invisibility. It's not impossible to hit at that point. You're not fully invisible, but at least trying to hit something through a mirage. So
I just want something to make it so we're less obvious. I mean, we're a giant flying ship. People can see us coming.
right.
I want to try to cut down on a little bit of that.
Well, I guess it just matters how much you're willing to pay and how much time I have with it.
I mean, this can be a long term, Like you can think about it and go from there. But I mean, we still have a dickload of cash, right?
Yeah, you got out of game. You have a dickload of cash still. You
Like,
use
would a-
7. Extracting whatever how much Drost would probably have used for starting to use for spell materials. You're still sitting on like more than 225,000 gold.
Right. So like a wheelbarrow full, would that be enough money to make this happen?
That's a good start. Yeah, if you're like, it would definitely cover a wheel. I mean, a full wheelbarrow. That would cover just like putting blur on there. I'd need probably a couple days with the ship to put blur on it, like that. Like hard code it into your guys' arcane engine, but it's doable. If you give me a week and a little more gold than that, I can probably do the greater invisibility.
Oh, what do you think, guys?
That's huge.
Invisible ship. We could like fly right
That'd be
over the fucking
ridiculous.
capital and just drop bombs.
Yeah, that's so
I
worth
am
it.
all for that.
I mean, I don't know if it would work
How
on
would that-
like the capital, like Meridia and them. They have dispelling fields for stuff like that. Like they could, but
How high up
I
is
mean,
those
you
fields
Let's do
going?
it.
at the very least, you can definitely like drop it on places where there is nothing like that. They'd have no idea you're there because
What about Corda? Does Corda have anything like that? Because there's that big fuck you gun that I've been really thinking a lot about blowing up.
Dex is gonna roll a Arcana check real quick.
We could ask around.
Oof.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that one dude that Drow used to
Damn.
kick it with, like Rex. He's still around. He might know, right?
He could. He was a guard, so depends on how much he kept his ears out. Yeah, Dex kind of thinks about it. I don't know a whole lot about, Redwood Forest born. I didn't go that far south for a lot of stuff, so no clue on that. Sorry.
If only we
But
had
if they-
access
you know,
to someone with lots of insider information. Maybe we put a wish list for info to extract from the peacekeeper.
Oh yeah.
That is an option. All right. Anything else you're ordering with Dexter's kind of like, I mean, all right, so am I working on the blur thing for your ship now? Like, just to be clear, I needed the ship, like, berthed here for, like, 3 days. So, like, because I'm going to be, enchanting it into it.
Yeah.
So
Well, let's hold off on it for now, but like put it on your list of shit that you're gonna do eventually. We gotta figure out what our timetable is. We gotta figure out if we got a whole prison break thing to do, and there's a whole torch to kill, and we got a lot on our fucking plate. So I gotta make sure we got 3 days to just sit around.
fair enough. I'll put a note on there saying to figure out the enchantments for that, and we'll go from there whenever your guys,
And you said you're
guys
gonna
are
do
ready to
the- Like we got the money for what's the dollar amount for what's the gold amount for this invisibility?
For greater invisibility, I'd need a full week and probably, like 15,000 gold.
Oh my god, that's it? Done.
Oh, yeah, for real.
Yeah,
You see
it's like-
something like the gears in Dex's brain just kind of stop for a second as you automatically okay that level of cash. Like,
I thought he was gonna be like over $100. Jesus.
I mean,
50.
It's nothing.
I don't
Yeah.
think I have any. I don't think I am capable of working any kind of spellcraft or enchantment worth 100,000 gold. If I was,
Dude, if you can
and
make that
I guess it's like far away
fucking-
stare in his eyes.
if you can make the rebel yell invisible and we can fly over towns and like fuck shit up, like that's worth.
Or even like not having to worry about
Yeah, I mean we
being
don't have to
seen
land
as we're
anymore.
traveling. Like
You don't have to
right,
land
yeah,
anymore. Just stay up in the air.
exactly.
Use the magic elevator.
Not worry about increasing our heat.
Yeah. They will be fucking terrified of the rebel yell. Yeah, no, done. 15's fucking. I'm
All
assuming
right.
that's cool. Like, I don't want to get like too spendy with the party's cash. Are we cool with spending some of
No,
our
do
blood
it.
money to make our boat invisible?
Yeah, I mean, do we
Let's
have
go.
anything else other than me blowing a couple grand on ink?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, not really. I mean, we bought a bunch of like fire resistant shit, but
Right, yeah, I mean, anything like that.
I mean, I think we
I
could probably
think
give a chunk
very
to the
useful.
Red Blossoms so they can like
That's
foment
smart.
rebellion and mischief too. And we already
left
gave them like
1,000 already there.
yeah, so we gave them like 1,000 already.
Yeah, something like that.
Again, completely nonchalant about an insane sum of
Right.
money. Is 1,000 enough for you guys? More money than most of you will see in your lifetime? Is that sufficient to start some shit?
I mean, that was basically their reaction when you handed them that bag of gold. So, yeah. All right. Anything else for Dex?
I think we're good if we got our magic stuff. Oh, hey, wait, does anybody need a ring of psychic resistance? Like anybody in our group?
I don't.
If we
I'm
need
super
one,
smart.
Like, yeah, does anybody want one? Because I got an extra one. I don't need it anymore.
Might be good for
Something-
Taz.
Something clicked in my. Oh, hey. Wait, earlier, did you say something? You said Demogorgon and the Prince, right? And Evandre's magic stuff wore off. And I can say that and hear that without my fucking head hurting. Yes.
nice. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I don't know that that's like necessarily a good thing, but it's small g good because
Yeah, I mean,
now I don't
We
get
don't have
splitting
to-
headaches when you say that word.
right. We don't have to avoid it anymore. Interesting what the interaction is that got, lowered.
Oh, I'm assuming it's probably not good for me in the long run. I'm sure
I mean, at
whatever
least you
like
accept it.
sure whatever tumor in my brain got 10% bigger, but all of a sudden you can't read my mind anymore. Well, I guess let's go find Toro, right? Find out what the fuck's going on. When'd they say that big like leadership meeting was? Is it tomorrow or tonight?
In a couple of
Today.
hours.
Oh, it's a couple hours. Sweet.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's close.
I don't know, but y'all, I'm fucking starving. Should we go get something to eat first?
I'm hungry too. You
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
let
don't
me
think it's
eat
been very
that,
long.
man.
We can give Val some more time.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't eaten in like 4 long rests.
Other than rations. You guys had
I
rations.
was gonna say, I'm sure
Okay.
we just eat,
Yeah,
we eat nothing but fucking like beef jerky for a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
you guys
go
have
get
more
some
than.
food.
All right. You guys head to one of the taverns here in Krillaria, get immediately set up with a full platter of breakfast offerings, and for those wishing, breakfast beer and or any kind of juice of questionable origin.
Goat's
I
milk,
think-
please.
They have goat's milk.
Oh, it's good.
But all set up with that, you still have about an hour and a half, 2 hours-ish before the meeting. What would you guys like to do?
We should probably talk to Toro before this meeting, right?
Yep. Yep, that's our next stop.
All right, well, we'll follow the twins to go talk to Papa.
All right. You guys head over to what you know to be the commander's kind of hole in the wall here. Vel's just kind of sitting outside, like petting one of his rats. He looks at you guys. Hey, looks at the twins. She's still not awake. But he's in there if you want to. He's anyone who wants to. The twins definitely have to, but any of the others who want to, go ahead and give me an insight check real quick.
I don't think Tez is paying
Oh,
attention.
shit.
I'm rolling a fucking red leaf joint to smoke while they go in and talk to their dad. So I'm not really.
What the
Oh my
hell?
God.
Whoa, shit. Tez is not looking either.
Yeah,
The twins,
you know,
oblivious.
The dice
Ghost
are
is more
telling
book
the dice are
stuff.
telling a story today, apparently.
Damn right, man.
So we better
Yeah.
be. Combat's going to be fucking awesome because non-combat dice rolls have been dog shit.
I've been rolling great all
Really?
night.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've seen your Uncle Vel. You're not entirely and even then, when the majority of your memories of him are from when you guys are younger. So you weren't always clued in on like when the adults were upset about big stuff, and picking up on their emotional states and things like that. You're good at doing it to random strangers a lot, but you know that sometimes with people you are more affiliated with, it can be easier, but sometimes it's harder to pick up, especially when they're trying to hide something. You know that something is wrong, and Vel is trying to put on a brave face for this. You have no fucking clue what is wrong.
Great. I just look at Taylor and walk in.
Okay. I'm guessing the other the other three are staying outside.
I'm staying
Yeah, I mean,
outside.
Yeah, it seems like
Yeah,
a family deal.
Yeah, do you guys, if you want assistance, if you want support, then I'm for it. But
I'm gonna try some red leaf with Finn.
Try that.
No.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
Tez, give me a Constitution check real quick.
Okay.
This probably won't even work on you.
Fucking probably not. Is this a saving throw or just a straight check?
Just a straight check.
Alright. Oh fuck!
Wow.
What's happening? I have a
You
fucking
broke roll 20.
I'm freaking out, man.
Okay, so
I got the whites bad.
let me narrate this. So the twins go in. Tez, you lean over and take the joint from Finn. The second for the twins, from your perspective, the second you hear that door click, you hear the loudest sound of Tez coughing and hacking outside. It is whatever like melancholic feeling you had walking into this room out the window immediately as you hear just the sound of someone who is somehow choking on his own lung.
Hairball.
I've been there. I've been there.
For the record, Tez, you didn't even get a hit off of it. You as you were bringing it to your mouth to take a puff, you sniffed. You sniffed, and it caused a weird cough sneeze happening in your throat. Like you're still holding the joint a little too hard and switching part of it because it wasn't even like it didn't get into your system. It was just something happened when you tried.
I just hand it back
lungs.
immediately.
You have
There's
a
a reason
and you
why
now
I
have a
don't
half
try
crushed
that.
joint.
Nice.
I'll stick to goat's milk.
And the twins, after you hear this awful fucking racket outside, you kind of focus back in on like, okay, we had a thing we were doing, and look, and you see, your mother is still laying in the bed where you last saw your father bring her in and lay her down. She has had a change of clothes, it looks like, and there are a couple of different like wet rags that have been like they're just kind of scattered around a little bit. Looks like someone's been kind of dabbing her forehead a little bit. You can see there is still some like active sweating going on her forehead. Tyler, or both of you give me a medicine check. Pretty high.
Where were those rolls earlier?
Yeah. Both pretty high. Both easily can spot the signs of what looks like a fever of some kind. This is typically like dabbing in the forehead, trying to just keep the body cool, preventing sweat from being on the skin for too long. It's how you treat fevers and illnesses that have fever as a symptom. Why your comatose mother, who has been dead for a period of time, now has a fever is harder to grasp. But it looks like there's either something going wrong as her body's being readjusted to being living again, if it's being re-exposed to things. But it looks like she's maybe not. She's definitely not awake. You can see like there's no. Even from here, you can see there's no movement other than just breathing in the chest, and that's about it. Your father is kind of just sitting on. He's pulled a little couch up by the bed, just kind of sitting there, elbows rested on the bed, looking at her, holding one of those rags in his hand right now, as he kind of got his hands grasped, just kind of looking. He doesn't look great. He is a little. Your father always kept, even when he was out here, he always kept himself very well groomed because it was part of his training, with the Imperial Rangers. You had to have a certain hygienic standard, just as part of military life. He's let that go since you last saw him. Beard's growing out a little unkempt, hair not tied back and anything like that. Bags under his eyes, very kind of gaunt looking a little bit, and a little pale. And just doesn't look very healthy, like he hasn't been taking care of himself while he's been doing this. And as you guys kind of walk in and close the door behind you and then hear the worst lung sound you've ever heard, and then look at him, he doesn't register like any of it. He just stays focused on her.
Oh yeah, it's like there's wood in here, right? I'm gonna knock on some.
Yeah, you knock on some.
Hello.
Come in.
Hey. What did we miss?
He kind of like shakes his head a little bit and snaps and looks over at you. Oh, you're both back. Yeah, she's she's still resting. We're ahead of Andre, and I had her looked at. They think she's starting recovery. It's just taking a little bit. She was dead for a long time, and this wasn't exactly her body, so she's getting there. I'm hopeful.
Did you catch her fever, or what is going on here? And I just refer to all of him.
Oh, no, I haven't been sick or anything. Just been here making sure she's taken care of. He doesn't look at you while he's talking, but he keeps looking back at her. Like he'll make eye contact, like not eye contact. He'll look at you as you speak, and then he'll immediately turn back and look at your mom.
Do you want us to sit with her for a bit? You can go, take a shower, take a nap.
I'm good. I'm good. I want to be here when she wakes up. It's been a couple of days. She should be through the worst of the exhaustion. What's her name? Cornelia came by, and gave her an elixir, and some poultices and things like that, and she should be awake soon. I don't want to miss it.
You want her seeing you like this? First thing?
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
That snaps him out of it. You see, finally, there's a break in his concentration, and he kind of shakes his head again, wipes his eyes a little bit, and sees his hands come away with dried sweat and grime, and oil from not having cleaned himself for a couple days. And kind of looks at himself. Guess I am a bit of a mess, huh? Yeah.
You gotta be here for everybody else. She's not waking up in the next day or so, at least.
She might.
I mean, look at her. I doubt it.
I am.
Your guys need you out there.
Both of you give me an insight check. Okay. Taylor, you missed kind of like, there's something, it's almost like watching the words hit, but you don't quite see how far they sink in. Tyler, you pick up, as you're saying this, like, it's not registering with him on an emotional level yet. He's, the sense you're getting as you're saying this, and he's starting to come around a little bit and snap out of whatever funk this is. And he starts, like, you can see the brain, his mind starting to process what you're saying, like, okay, yeah, there are other things I'm supposed to be doing. And then, the focus kind of drifts back to your mom again. What you're seeing is a man who has wholly devoted himself to a cause for, the entirety of his time that he was supposed to be in grief and mourning. Now trying to, like, do what he can to rectify that, being given the rare opportunity to undo one of the biggest mistakes of his life, or what he perceives as one of the biggest mistakes of his life, and wholeheartedly devoting himself to that, at the expense of everything else. And he's like, you can see as your words hit, he recognizes that's what he's doing, but you're not sure if he wants to let that go yet. He's having a hard time, like, reconciling that with his own guilt.
I nudged Taylor to get him to talk.
I don't know what to say. I'm not good at this kind of stuff.
Just try.
Look, I know you're focused on Mom and everything, but you still do have people out there that need you, and you got to make sure that things are going to be good for her when she does actually wake up. I'm sure we could have some kind of nurse standing by and alerting you at the instant she's awake, but until then, you still need to kind of focus on what you were doing before and getting things to keep things rolling.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Natural 20.
Ew.
Every word you say, both of you, well, Taylor, some of it, you start seeing some of the impact this time. Tyler, you're keying it. Every word that your brother says hits him like a hammer blow, pushing it to, like, where he needed to get mentally, as he kind of, you're right. You're right. Fuck, I have to make this right, but I can't let everything I've built fall apart.
I know you're trying to make up for lost time and everything, but now that she's back, and she will, once she's fully woken up, you'll have plenty of time. But until then, let her rest, give her time, and she'll be okay. Just, there's other things you do know you need to focus on, so.
And
if
I'd
you
like
need
to
us, we'll
add,
be
we
here.
also need you to be at your best self.
That, no roll needed, after that natural 20. You saying that hits him harder than anything you've said yet. As he kind of stops and he looks back at you guys. I did it again. I just got you back in my life. And I fucking did it again, didn't I?
No, not quite. No.
I mean, you slipped up a little bit, but I mean, there was a really good reason. but it's understandable.
And he kind of clears his throat, sits up straight a little bit, combs his beard and hair a little bit. I probably need to call a meeting, council meeting.
There's one in a couple hours.
Probably not even a couple hours now.
There's like a minor look of like, oh shit, on his face. He's like, oh, if he was told, you don't think he actually knew. Yeah, I need to be there for that. Can you watch her for a bit? I need to get cleaned up and probably need to eat something. I don't think I've eaten since what's the day? It's for the record, it's the 23rd.
23rd.
I don't think I've eaten in a couple of days. I probably should. Shower first. That seems more important. Let me go get cleaned up. If you can both watch her, she might need. And you see, he has like a pile of rags that are cleaned, not covered in sweat. She might need some dabbing. The fever's broken for the most part, but it's just making sure that doesn't get worse again.
Yeah, we'll take care
Yeah,
of it.
we can do that.
We got this.
Yeah. We also need to go to the meeting, though.
Yeah.
So if you could find somebody to.
I can get somebody to watch her when we all three of us go. Yeah. Let me get ready for that. And he kind of gets up and heads into the back part of his quarters where there's kind of like a washroom and things like that, and closes the door. And you are there with your mother.
Let's just sit quietly.
I'll take a fresh rag, dump it in some water, and kind of dab her head.
Okay. Give me a medicine check real quick. 13. Yeah, you dab at the head, get some of the fever sweat off of there and cool her down a little bit. After like 2 or 3 minutes, the sweat's back again. You don't think that's normal, even for like a fever. Like, it's a lot of sweat really quickly.
Seeing this, can I make one as well?
Yep, you can.
I don't think it's a normal sickness.
Yeah, you kind of zone in on that a little bit. There's a lot of conditions out there that can cause like intense sweating and things like that. If it was intense sweating, she would be sweating a lot more at that rate. This is like almost like just persistent sweating, which there, as you're kind of running through the list of conditions and things that are common here in the Empire, you can't think of any conditions that are like that's a symptom of like low sweat but always persistent. That's not a real thing. Yeah, you don't think that this is normal, like whatever's happening here, it's not a natural condition.
I'm looking at my stuff to see if I have stuff for greater restoration.
I don't remember. Do druids have detect magic?
Let me look. I think we might. Haven't used it in a long time. We have dispel magic.
Noted.
We do. We have it. We have detect magic. I'll go ahead and go a ritual cast on detect magic.
Okay. You cast detect magic, and almost in like your eyesight kind of lights up, and your mother is definitely giving off a magical aura, but you see it kind of like flickering and shifting in spots. You're used to seeing kind of like steady magical auras whenever you see magical individuals or people wearing magic items, things like that. This is a little different. it's like the aura isn't as steady as it should be for a person with magical talent. Give me a quick Arcana check. Or no, 18. Never mind. That's high enough. You think this is the process of a body that when it was created with magic, but it wasn't like the spell that's cast, true resurrection. In that process, it creates a full new body for that person's soul to inhabit. If the existing body was gone, which your mother's body was gone. With it creating this body, that body when it's initially created isn't a perfect copy. It's why the body immediately goes into almost like a coma because of having to recover from the ordeal of being brought back like that and inhabiting a new vessel. This is the process of your mother's soul redeveloping magic in a new body. Her body is literally it's fighting the magic a little bit like a virus, because this body has never it didn't grow up and experience magic at an early age and know that, hey, this is a part of us. This is a brand new elven body figuring out what this thing coursing through its veins is, as her soul reintroduces magic into her system.
Ooh. Interesting. I explain it.
Well, thank God you explained it. Because I was actually fearing the worst for this. Figuring it was some kind of curse put on that spell.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to do greater restoration or something, but I'm glad that it might just have to run its course.
Cornelia had said, and your father kind of comes back in from the washroom as he says this, cleaned up, shaved, combed back, fresher clothes on, as he's kind of just getting his uniform ready. Cornelia, when she looked at her, said greater restoration could help because it would alleviate some of the symptoms, but this part, it just has to take its time. She's not sick necessarily, but her body thinks it is, so it's harder to restoring it isn't going to make that part any smoother, unfortunately. So it just kind of has to figure itself out. It'll reduce the exhaustion, but something tells me her being awake for this part's probably not a pleasant experience.
I just want to let her sleep.
Yeah, probably for the best. Am I remembering correct? Is Vel here?
Vel was, yeah, he was outside. I think
With
he
us.
checked on you, but he seemed.
I probably need to apologize to him. I don't even remember. I barely remember seeing him. I'm sorry.
He's right outside.
To both of you. I'm sorry. You were right. I need to. This is important, but it's not the only important thing in my life at the moment.
I mean, yeah, this is a losing war without you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Vel, are you still there? You guys all hear that. I don't know what the three of you have been doing this entire time.
I put
More
gifts in the
smoking.
chat for what I've been doing the whole time.
There we go. Yeah. Vel has just been kind of sitting there, and Finn, your passive perception is high enough. He's not trying to make a big deal out of it, but he's definitely keeping an ear significantly closer to the door than most people probably would.
Yeah.
As he hears this, and like halfway through that conversation, and then you can't exactly hear the entire conversation happening outside or while you're outside, but there is like the sounds of conversation, and then it stops, and it's around that time you kind of see he kind of wipes his eye a little bit. And a couple minutes later, you hear more conversation, and then suddenly hear, him being called for. Kind of sits up, puts the rat back on his shoulder. Gentlemen, be right back. It's weird seeing you guys do that, and he points at the joint, like just out in the open. Not gonna lie, it's kind of fun for me, but it's also weird.
Yeah, I figure who's gonna tell us to stop?
Oh, he definitely didn't at any point. He like he didn't ever offer to like he didn't ever ask for a puff or anything like that. He just kind of like watched it happen. And
I for sure would have offered. Like
he would have said no. He was just like, no, I'm good.
you're not a cop no more.
Yeah, gotta get used to that. He hears Torol call for him. And he comes back in or goes back inside. Torol, you doing all right, man? And Torol's like, I am so sorry, Vel. I was preoccupied. It is so good to see you. And he kind of comes up, and you see Torol. Your dad can be a little socially awkward. He's not, he has like alliances and friendships, and he can be persuasive and inspiring when he wants to be. He doesn't necessarily know what to do in situations like this, and he kind of comes up and he was gonna give Vel a handshake, and Vel's just like, you're a fucking idiot," and pulls him in for a hug. And Torol just kind of like you can almost like see like the deer in the headlights look in Torol's face of like, oh, okay, yeah, this is happening. He kind of hugs him back. Yeah, so yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about all that. Big things happening, obviously, and finding a new normal with that. We have a meeting, right? Is that so? Yeah, we should probably head for that and get that knocked out, right?
Yeah, you may need to make your case for keeping your job, dog.
Yeah, I think I have something for that. Give everybody, as you guys are starting to make that way. Give me an insight check real quick. Anyone who is kind of paying attention to the goings on here. If anyone's willingly choosing not to, that's your call.
Come on.
And you're stoned. Like after Tez said no or like couldn't, and Vel said no, you smoked that entire fucking thing. And despite being crushed, it was good. Tyler, you pick up on it. Your dad made some kind of decision while he was getting himself ready, and now has like some renewed purpose. You don't know what that is yet. Not
All right.
but he now seems like something flipped in his brain while he was getting ready, and he like it doesn't look like he's looking forward to the meeting, but it looks like he's ready for it, if that makes sense.
I pat him on the shoulder all the way.
All right, let's go. And he starts heading towards the commander's tent where you guys know the meetings are usually held. Everyone going, or anyone peeling off?
No, I'm definitely going.
I'm going. I just realized
Yeah.
I was muted for the past 5 minutes, so.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
super
that'll
going. I'm going.
All right. You all head to the command tent, and you can see most of the other overseers are already here. The overseer armaments the overseer armaments Dex, who you just talked to this morning, is already there. Kind of just fidgeting with something like a piece of enchanting equipment. Just kind of gives like a wave as you guys come into the tent. Rel Birchwood already there, standing very stoically. Not quite at the head of the table where Torol usually is, but a little adjacent to that. The Overseer of War, Drekken, the older hobgoblin guy, Drekken the Vulture, is already present as well in his armor. Armor's definitely not clean. Clearly been seeing battle or training or something and just didn't feel like cleaning it before this. The only two, you kind of look around, and the two that are very clearly missing so far are the Furbolg woman, Cornelia, the Overseer of Life, and the Overseer of Mysticism of Andre, who is not here yet. As Torol kind of walks in, Overseers, I'm assuming Cornelia is just on her way up, and Avandre's probably not going to be here. Rel just kind of looks at him. We didn't even think you were going to be here. Cornelia is on her way. Avandre said maybe and then laughed when I had a message or a spell sent to him, but we'll see. Toral's like, okay, yep, that checks out. We'll give it 5 minutes and see if both of them show up. Cornelia probably is almost here. And he goes over to his spot, his normal, at the head of the table there. And riding off of that that insight check earlier, Tyler, you spot it. Rel isn't that happy about him being here. Not necessarily like pissed off or like upset, more like disappointment. There's just kind of a flash of something on his face of like, I don't know why, like I wasn't expecting this. Couple minutes later, old furbolg woman that you've met before, Cornelia, comes in. All right, dearies, thanks for waiting. I'm almost here. And she just kind of slowly keeps coming in, like every step of her staff. A loud ka-thunk into the ground as she holds herself up and walks in. She kind of looks over. Toral, dear, are you doing all right? I'm doing all right. Thank you, Cornelia. My apologies for the state you saw me in. Things will be different. And Rel snorts at that.
Which one's Rel?
I shoot him a look.
Rel is
As do I.
the overseer. He's the overseer of defense that you talked with earlier this morning.
Oh.
The older wood elf who specifically invited you guys here. You know him for being normally very much a hard ass, like stickler for the rules. So yeah, he at that comment of like things will be different, he kind of snorts a little bit, and yeah, you guys shoot him a look. Toral immediately like glances, doesn't shoot him like a death look or anything, just like I heard that. As Toral immediately he kind of claps his hands. Okay, guess first on the board. I guess Avandre's not going to be here. It's fine. I know I've been, and as soon as he goes to clap his hands again, and as soon as he does, Avandre apparates into the tent. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm here, I promise. And everyone just kind of looks at him like, oh. All right, well, I guess we have a full council then. So, everyone's here. I know I've missed more recent council meetings, and I apologize for that. I know most people here are at least vaguely aware of my personal life situation and the upheaval that went with that recently. I appreciate your patience in my adjusting to what was going on with that. And I recognize that I have been failing in my duties. I will apologize for that, but I know that apologies will not undo the damage that has already been done, and that things do need to change going forward. To wit, I will be stepping down as the commander of the Voiceless.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I was given this position under less than appreciated terms when our former commander passed, and I'm aware that I have not always had a very popular position in my tenure as this role. Recent actions notwithstanding. Those actions have now tainted that even further, and if I'm being honest, I've lost a bit of the passion due to my own actions as well as some others going on. So, as is part of our ways, I'm opening up the board for whoever would like to take the position. You are allowed to nominate yourself or others. As the former commander, I would like to nominate 2 different candidates. Well, technically more than 2 candidates. I would like to nominate the Wolf Pack and my former associate Velnir Quickfinger. And
I just blink a few times, like stunned.
Vel has the exact same look on his face, like, I just got here, Toral. I don't think that's a good idea. Rel chimes in, it's not a good idea. He doesn't know our ways. He doesn't know us. I don't trust him. Well, that's fine and dandy, Rel. You don't have to trust him, because there's also other options. Unless you're nominating yourself and putting yourself for the vote. Rel kind of sits there and, like, stunned as someone said the quiet part out loud. No. I'm not nominating myself. And he kind of looks over to the next overseer, Drekken, the hobgoblin, who you guys only ever had like one interaction with when Rex was kind of taken in. Right, I mean, let's be fair here, those kids have done more work for us than most of us have done, so they're putting in work. They can be in fucking charge if they want. We still need someone to do the day-to-day shit, but if we're gonna give them like the title, fuck it, might as well. Cornelia, just every time Drekken was saying, curse word, you could see her like flinching, like, I don't like this, I don't like this. Cornelia says, well, negative language notwithstanding, I think they are good for that. If I'm understanding correctly, you're wanting Vel to take over that day-to-day management role. Would you be involved in the transition, Toral, or are you stepping away fully from these duties? And Toral goes, well, Vel will be taking over kind of what I've been doing. The bigger decisions as far as like prime strategy will probably be left up to the pack, with Vel handling, day-to-day management and snap decisions and things like that. They can work out the deal themselves is what I'm pushing for. I'm happy to stay on as advisor. I don't want an overseer role, if I'm being entirely honest. I don't want any of your jobs. I know what you do. But I'm happy to try and still help. It's clear that my priorities have shifted personally, and I don't have enough energy to devote as much as I want to both projects. So I'm choosing the project that is a little more, I don't want to say important, but personal for me. Cornelia kind of shakes her head. Understandable. In that case, I approve of both as well. Dex just kind of like, he's just been quiet, like fidgeting, looking at this. No objections. No objections. Both sound good. They seem good at what they do, and yeah, they can do it. Avandre looks at you guys and has this like smirk on his face, like, "Oh, you guys didn't know this. I don't know if you guys understood this was happening or not, but Avandre knew."
Of course.
Just kind of looks at you guys like, "I would like to nominate myself, but something tells me I'm not going to get any votes, so they get my vote as well." And Rel just kind of looks around. No objections. Well, and Toro just kind of claps his hands again. In that case, Wolfpack, Vilnir Quickfinger, you're now the leaders of the Voiceless. Good fucking luck. And we're going to take a quick break on that.
Nobody
Hey.
even asked if we wanted the job.
We got stuck with that.
Yeah,
really
no, you guys
did.
got stuck with it. You can object to it, but yeah, it's apparently been voted. We're going to we'll take a quick bio break. Be back in like 5-10.
Cool.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yo.
Yep.
Yo.
Hey yo.
What's up?
You.
Yo. I think we're just waiting.
Yo. Drost is super asleep a bit.
Yeah, when's the last time I heard from him? Oh, there he is.
Nobody's there.
He's right there.
All right, everyone's back.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, Toro claps his hands, says you guys have been named the commanders of the Voiceless, and Velnir immediately goes, "Bullshit! Hold on. No, I just fucking got here. What makes you think I want this job? What makes you think they want this job?"
Us being awesome. That's what
So
makes you
Vel
think
just
we
kinda
want
looks-
this job.
Wait, hold on. You guys want this job?
Yeah, do we get
I
like?
mean, I don't know how you're gonna do
Can
it
you make me a general?
correctly. It
Think
would
it
make
be
a general.
easy.
Toril just kind of looks. I mean, we've always gone by commander, but I guess if Vel's handling the day to day, you guys can call yourselves whatever you want. Like they'll take the cue from you. And Vel's just like, hold on, I'm not even sure I want to be involved in this shit. I was just expecting to be like a field agent or something. Toril goes, well, I mean, you're more than welcome to say no to it, but
Well, yeah, what are you gonna do? Like everybody, you're super recognizable by the Empire.
Vel's just like, God damn it. Yeah, all right, yeah, I guess I'm in. Avandre's like, well, I can see there's so much enthusiasm from our new leaders.
Fuck yeah, there is. They're kicking ass.
I'm sure that enthusiasm is shared by all of our new leaders. And Avandre looks over at Velnir and is like, yeah,
Fucking high
yeah,
five Tez.
definitely enthusiastic. I guess I'll assume this commander role and handle the administration. Fuck, Toril, you know I hate paperwork. And Toril just kind of laughed. Yeah, that's part of why. That's part of it. You'll get used to it. It's fine.
Hire assistants.
Yeah, exactly. I have plenty. I don't do all the paperwork myself. And you can see all of the assistants that are like in the corners of the tent, just kind of like going back to their paperwork as they watch this entire stressful moment happen. It'll be fine. Vel, you're going to do a great job. And I'm sure all of our overseers, and he looks directly at Rel when he says this, all of our overseers here will be happy to go over their operations and give you their best guidance and assistance whenever you have to deal with their exact demands. Am I correct? Everyone just kind of nods, and Rel just gives like one short nod, like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're more like the face of the organization, like an elite strike team. You guys handle all the normal shit that you've been doing. Like, I'm not trying to step on those toes. But I do think we should turn the knob up a little bit on the aggression. Like,
I guess we're getting started right away. Okay, what did you have in mind?
I don't know, just generally being more aggressive. Like, I mean, we know that everybody's common knowledge, right? Like all the stuff we know about how, like, the blade is trying to awaken the prince. Some like eldritch thing that's going to destroy all of reality.
Do you say this? Are you just asking me, the DM?
Yeah, I'm asking the party that. Like, we told them all this shit, right?
Avandre immediately is like, gives like a cutting motion to his neck. Toril's like, I don't think everyone was aware of all of this yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll get read in whenever, so I guess we'll move past that one. But anyway, they're doing bad shit. Like, the Torch is murdering people by the dozens. Like, he's killing off whole villages. We can't let that go unanswered.
No, we can't. You're right.
And Elvenon's getting close. Oh, we know where the secret prison is, where Elvenon sends all their political prisoners. We're going to break all them out.
Oh.
That's aggressive. That's very aggressive.
Do you think dumping a prison full of dissidents in the middle of Elvenon will help light that candle?
Toril kind of thinks for a second. I'm assuming you're talking about the hole, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we got the map. Like, the whole, like, we got the spatial coordinates.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, Drosty?
Yeah, I mean, we've got the key to the front door, essentially.
Well, that is huge. I'm sure I don't need to say this, but I would be very careful liberating everyone and everything there. There are going to be a lot of political dissidents, but the whole is kind of a multi-use prison. There are probably some individuals there who definitely deserve to be there.
Maybe they're misunderstood.
I'm sure there's like normal bad guys there.
There's some. It's the peacekeeper. I won't say the peacekeepers don't throw political prisoners there, because they definitely do. But there are legitimate concerns for the well-being of citizens that some of those people have inflicted. So I would be careful in liberating everyone. I'd also be careful in general because the rumors I heard when we worked with the Peacekeepers was that the hole didn't only have prisoners in it. It was kind of just the place the Empire sent things they didn't want, period. And when I tried to ask about that, the one Peacekeeper who was willing to talk to me about it gave me kind of a look that said, I don't want to know.
Ooh, like a thing with the eyeballs that made everybody hungry. I bet there's some of those in there.
I was led to believe that there are some awful things in there that sometimes the Empire can kill, sometimes the Empire finds a use for, or sometimes the Empire just wants to hold on in case. And Avandre kind of chips in, I'm willing to bet that there's at least a couple of high-class monsters down there that, should an opportunity ever be presented, the Empire would certainly not be upset about said monster finding its way into the Northern Territories by some random means, I'm sure.
So they're probably going to turn it loose up here eventually anyway, so we should probably go there and kill it.
There's probably a few things down there worth killing.
Depending where the door is, can we, like, open the door to another part? Like,
Quite
let
possibly.
it loose in the capital?
I wasn't... Avandre's kind of looking. I wasn't necessarily involved in any of that part of the operations, but I'm sure you could probably figure it out. Trost is very accomplished. He could probably figure it out once you guys get there.
Oh, yeah. So this prison thing sounded better and better every minute.
It sounds horrifying if you're asking me, but I suppose you're doing that kind of thing and I'm not, so.
It sounds exciting.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Let's go.
None of us are going to die old anyway, right?
I think so too. And we'll leave all the really bad people, the children murderers and such, they can stay.
Agreed.
Or I could kill them.
What about the, like, murderers that are children?
Are there children there?
Toral kind of chimes in. I mean, I hope not, but maybe.
Well, hey, do you know who's in
terrible.
charge of, like, the interrogations around here? Toral?
Yeah, Rel kind of handles that. And
Sweet. Rel, that dude we brought in, you guys putting screws to him? Is he talking?
They have him. I think they've been just doing interrogation prep. They're not asking the questions yet. It's kind of, you guys already left him kind of fucked up in the head a little bit, so we're thinking he's going to talk, but it's at this point like we're just kind of getting him in the right headspace for it. But
if you need help, you find me.
Well, if he gets, like, you know, less chatty, just get some, like, herbs and some butter from the kitchen and just, like, start rubbing him down with that, and we'll have Tez roll up.
That sounds good.
All he's got to do is flash those teeth.
Cornelia does that thing like old women do where they're like horrified at what was just said.
I'll wink
She
at her.
clutches her
Real
pearls.
big and obvious.
Yeah, she straight up clutches her fucking her mushrooms around her neck. Like, what the hell did I just hear?
I just look at her dead serious.
It's true. I'd eat him. It's true.
That.
So we need to
But
find out from
okay.
him, like,
Yeah.
who knows, like, who's in the hole? Like, this dude, I think, is probably our best chance. Which, by the way, Dros, thanks for advocating that we not just murder him. So, good call.
Let's just find
Information.
specifically who to let out. That way we're not letting everyone out.
Or maybe we talk to, like, we know who we're definitely letting out, right? What's his name? Hold on, I have it written down.
Yep. I know who you're talking about.
The Trinacell.
Yeah, the Trenicel kid.
Yeah, the Trinacell kid.
Yeah,
That's
supposedly
we're
he's
definitely
a
getting
cool-
him out.
Yeah.
Is he in there wrongly accused or some shit?
Yeah, they arrested him for trying to kill the dude that we broke out. That Avandre definitely didn't help us get, like, out of town.
Do you say that part out loud?
Yeah.
Avandre once again is just like, and with that, I need to go take care of some things, and disappears. And
shit.
Toral's just like, I feel like I have questions that I'm not going to get answered, so I'm just going to let them go with that. Yeah, you might be able to find out from the prisoner we took. If you want to help Rel with that, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, we can try to figure it out from him. I mean, and he looks at Velnir, and Velnir's like, I mean, we've dealt with peacekeepers. They are meticulous as fuck when it comes to writing things down. Even the shit that probably shouldn't be written down because it would implicate them, but at the same time, who the hell is going to implicate the peacekeepers? Like, it's their job to implicate people. So I would be entirely shocked if they didn't have some kind of register of everyone who is in there. Like, there's probably some entries for like some of the political prisoners who probably shouldn't be there that aren't written down, but I would guess anyone who has like a legit reason or has been actually convicted, even false, like, fudged convictions, like if it's written in the law books that they were convicted of something and moved there, it's written down somewhere there, probably wherever they like bring the prisoners in for registration and shit.
I think we can handle that.
So all we gotta do is find the log, and then we'll know who can go and who can stay.
Yep. Oh, there's gonna be monsters in there too. I'm sick of fucking
For sure.
getting excited for this thing.
Yeah, Velnir's just like,
How
yeah,
much
they
it does.
none of the peacekeepers we ever chatted like actually were friendly with ever wanted to talk about what was on the lower levels of the hole, ever.
Ooh, we're checking there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd say if you're heading there anytime soon, be careful. Just it's not going to be a friendly place. It's probably going to be one of those, like, as soon as you're there, you're going to hit the ground running and fighting. So just be prepared. Do anything you need to do before you get there. Do it. If it's getting gear, preparing anything, any loose ends, probably a solid choice.
And Jost, we're like dimension door in there, right? We don't have it's not a physical place that we go to.
I don't know exactly where we'll be when we get there, but yeah, the teleportation circle spell will just dump us all at the coordinates, and then we'll be presumably wherever they land when they take someone there.
And then will we dimension teleport back out? I'm wondering if we should just get the Misty Step all invisibled up while we go to handle this shit.
Yeah, it would be a start. I would only have, if we're going to attempt to. So if we getting out will be a little more tricky than getting in, because it's a longer cast time. So we wouldn't be able to just snap our fingers and be out of there. It takes me a whole minute to cast the spell if we're trying to get out under pressure. But yeah, I mean, we would have the ability to teleport. I could teleport us all there, and then once we're done, teleport us all out if we need to. But
Okay.
my assumption would be that there'd be some sort of a mechanical exit somewhere.
Right. Yeah, because
well.
you're not giving. How many people could you teleport out? Like, you couldn't teleport the whole prison's worth of people, right?
No, it's not a portal.
Okay.
But it's an instantaneous. No, actually, shoot, sorry. Drones would have known this, but I do not. So yeah, it's a portal that lasts for 6 seconds. So anyone that can jump through that portal ends up where we're supposed to go.
Okay. So teleport in and out for us. Everybody else is gonna have to use the door.
More or less,
some
yeah.
other sort of mechanism, however they get them there.
Mm-hmm.
They may have a magical portal.
Right. Yeah, and
it's more permanent.
Right. Or I mean, do we know anything about this? Is it in the city? Is it
No, I think
I'm
that's the whole
assuming we know
thing. It's like
nothing.
super mysterious. It's like
Right? Yeah.
nobody knows where it is. It's hidden, which maybe our buddy will.
Yeah. Best guess that, and this is Bell talking. Best guess that we ever kind of figured out was that it's just really deep underground.
Mm.
As far as like where, we don't know if it's we don't know if it's here in the redwoods somewhere, if it's in the Bordic fields, or I mean, shit, it could be under the Capitol for all we fucking know.
Let's go talk to our friend and find out.
Yeah, Rel, are you do you want us to assist or you got this?
If you're wanting to take point, I won't say no.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys are the interrogation experts. Like, we can maybe just help provide motivation while you guys chat him up.
I mean, that works. If you have questions you want to ask, you can. Otherwise, we're just going to pump him for as much as he's worth.
Okay, well, we'll get him started because we got specific questions about this prison. If he doesn't know shit about that, then you guys can do whatever you want to him.
Sounds good. I'll have someone lead you to the interrogation section.
If you are going to execute him, please let Tez know because I'm sure he wants to eat at least part of him, especially the heart.
I'll need the heart.
He's been talking about it for ages.
It goes well with goat's milk.
Yep, that's unsettling. I'm going to go get things ready.
Okay.
And Rel heads off. Torl just kind of looks around. Well, I mean, I guess that's the rest of the meeting. Yeah, we'll see about starting to step up operations. The torch, I don't know if we have the resources to go after that. I think.
Oh, no, we're taking care of him.
Okay, I know you guys were kind of doing that already, so we'll leave that to you. But we can start trying to step up operations elsewhere. I think we're starting to make some inroads in Oakland. I think a lot of the repression that was happening has been, it's changed the mood there significantly. So I think we might be able to start a full revolt there. Though we'll talk about that. That's something you and I can go over.
Yeah, you guys loop in Yord too, because don't forget they're fucking.
Yord has actually already been added to our supply lines. They're getting supplied with things that they've been missing for a bit, and they are supplying us with men out in the field. So it's already been kind of benefiting things a little bit.
Veller, do you know the Red Blossoms? Saria, Vandermeer.
Name sounds familiar, but in a bounty kind of way. So not really.
Yeah, they were a gang.
They're small. They're small pickings, aren't they? They're not really a thing.
Well, they're about to be. That's what I was gonna say. You guys should get them, loop them in because we already paid them a big chunk of cash. They're down to join the rebellion.
That is a good inroad. We can figure something out with that while you guys are working on that, and we'll figure it out. Loki's still out in the field, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, I think he was on the ship, hanging out.
Oh, and then never mind.
Oh, did he come with us?
Oh no, that's right. He did go to the city. He's probably with the Red Blossoms.
He's there right now.
Yeah, he is there right now. Yeah, I can talk with that Avandre person. Can they do magic? And Charles like, yeah, if we need to contact Loki, we can get a hold of him with Avandre. Well, that's that. At least if you guys want to go take care of that interrogation or do whatever you're getting ready to do before heading down on the hole. And Torl gets the other overseers kind of out, and he kind of comes up to you guys. Sorry for not warning you, but this was already kind of coming, and I think it was just one of those I might as well lean into it before it gets worse scenarios. Hopefully, I didn't overstep my bounds in giving you guys this kind of responsibility.
Is he talking to
It sounds like we're all for it.
or just them?
To all of you guys.
Oh, too.
We welcome a challenge.
I was low-key thinking about this already, dog. It's cool.
Good to know you were already gunning for my job. Okay.
Well, you kind of seemed to fell off a little bit, dude. Hungry dogs run faster. You got the bone. You're ready to settle down. We're ready to fucking kick some ass. Plus, the end of the world and whatnot.
Yeah, the rest of them don't know about that yet. I don't know if that's a thing we want to clue them in later, or if Vel's just like, I don't really know a lot about this either yet, so I think I need cluing in first, and then maybe we softball it to the rest of them while you guys are doing stuff. Tal'Dorei was like, yeah, we'll handle that part. We'll get everyone caught up.
Dax, before you leave,
he
green
was
light
already
on
like,
that. Green light
What?
on that invisibility thing. And if you can get it done in 5 days, you can get 20.
He like stops and thinks. He's like, I am gonna have to pull a lot of resources for that. Toro's like, if it's something that they need for combat operations, I approve it as my last act as commander. Just
My first act as commander, I command it. Make it happen, Captain. Fuck am I? I was asking out of politeness. If you want to fucking make me pull rank, I'll just tell you, make the fucking flagship of the voiceless invisible so we can wreak havoc upon the Empire as service of this rebellion.
Toro, like you see him like actively trying to suppress a chuckle. Dex is like deer in the headlights. Like, yes, sir, Commander, General. I don't know what to call you. I'm gonna go do that now. 5 days. I like it's gonna stay birthed for 5
if you
days.
get it in 5, you get 20. If you get the normal 7 that you pitched us, you get your 15.
Got it. We'll pull some resources.
And don't cut corners. No half-ass flame ring shit on this. We want like top-notch work.
Okay, I can do that. And he looks over at Toril and Vel, and they're both just like, yeah, it's fine. You get the sense that whatever like combat operation support that he was going to be working on, that is no longer now the priority. So, as an FYI, now that you guys are the commanders, that may have an impact on field operations out there. So, like any kind of support you might be able to call on in the future might be a little weaker because of this. But you also have access now to a better ship. So, trade-off.
Are you guys cool with the invisible boat? That's what I'm saying. We could build the whole goddamn world with that thing.
Yeah, that seems like a huge benefit.
All right, then yeah, he'll go and get started on that. Yeah, so the ship will have to be berthed for at least 5 days, if not a little longer, but he'll try to get that done as quick as possible. So for 5 days, you guys are here.
Well, I'm assuming part of these 5 days we're teleporting to the prison and kicking ass, right?
Sounds like that might be part of the plan.
How much time you get? How much time do you need to like prep it?
Corey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. I the previous night, I put the spell into my spell book, we rested. So we should
between the downtime you've had this morning and everything. Yeah, teleportation circle is now in your book. If you want to start on another spell, you can. You will need more time for that, obviously, but
right.
I mean, that spell is in there.
Yeah, I mean, we have that, and I have it prepared. So, I mean, if you wanted to, we could just drop in there right now.
I gotta take a shit. I gotta take a shit, but other than that, I'm ready to fucking roll. I'm still a little bit high. This is perfect.
Yeah, what a meeting.
I'm trying to figure out my changes to my spell preps before we really commit.
I mean, we don't have to. I'm just saying, I'm ready to fucking get it.
As you're kind of going over your spells and everything, you notice the talking stone that you were given by Avandre glows a little bit, like a pulsing glow, like you have a message.
Ooh, we got a text.
This is Drost. Sorry, I can't make it to my phone right now.
You check your voice rock, your voicemail, and Avandre has left you a message saying, whenever you're done in that meeting and going over things, head over to my office so I can talk with you, the rest of you, before you head into the hole.
Yeah, Avandre wants us to. I don't know. Is that like audible? Is it on speaker? Is it on speaker?
You're the only one using it, so it's just you hear it.
Yeah. Avandre wants to chat before we split, which is, I was probably planning on dropping in there to talk to them anyway.
Sounds good. I mean, like I said, if you need to like re-up your spells or shuffle up your loadout, I'm cool with waiting. I'm just saying. I don't have to do that, so
Yeah. Out of character.
I mean, I guess we can grab some like snacks and shit because we don't know how long we're gonna be in there.
Right. I mean, we should be fully prepared for, I don't know, spending a couple of days in there. But I mean, I don't know. Once it pops off, I don't know if we're going to be able to stop for not long enough to actually take a breather. Anyhow,
Well, good call. I probably better pre-roll a couple.
Ooh, good play. Good play.
Good looking at Drost.
All right. So where are you guys heading?
Guess we're gonna see Avandre.
Avandre is unless anyone else.
Lead the way,
All right.
Drost.
You guys head over to Avandre's part of the wall. As soon as you guys start walking up to the door just kind of opens up on its own, and you hear Avandre's voice, "Come in, come in."
Yeah. What's going on, Avandre?
You guys come in, the door closes behind you without needing anyone to touch it. Avandre is already writing in a couple of different books. This is the first time you've seen it. Avandre is ambidextrous, writing in two different journals at different paces as they're just kind of going through things. Oh, all right. That was an exciting meeting, wasn't it?
I
Yeah,
think so.
pretty exciting.
We're the boss now.
Yeah.
You are indeed the bosses now. I would like to say, please don't try to order me to do anything I wouldn't be very comfortable doing. Just figured I'd mention this, but I tend to see this as less of an employeeship and more of a partnership, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah. I mean, nobody has to be here.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want the world to end in some kind of cataclysm as some elder god ravages reality, you can absolutely sit on the sidelines and do you.
You see him kind of laughing. My dear Finn, what makes you think I wouldn't be capable of just leaving this world for another?
Well, yeah. I'm just saying.
I mean,
No, we're not going to order you around.
Don't get me wrong, I'm thoroughly invested in this world. I've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this and the people on it. But, yes, we should probably deal with those things. To wit,
Hey, if you do decide to dip, can we catch a ride? We got a flying ship.
persuaded to do that. I mean, we'll save that as a very, very last, worst case scenario. I don't plan on dipping unless a lot of things go wrong, not in our favor. Which
this is definitely hope for the best, plan for the worst situation.
Exactly. So that could probably get at least some of us out. But to wit, I don't know if everyone else on the council is aware of the things going on at that level of play. They're certainly not aware of my involvement with them, so just in case, make sure not to mention that part. That's one of those things that I don't need those questions being asked of me in this place. If that is all right with us?
Good with me.
Okay.
Good. Also wanted to just say thank you for the discretion of our encounter in Elvenon. It's one of those slightly more sensitive subjects that I also would not like to have fully discussed here.
Okay.
Not discussed in front of the rest of the party or in front of the rest of Elvenon, or can you tell us who that kid is?
The rest of
or
Elvenon, or the rest of the voiceless. Luke is. I don't want to demean him and call him a pet project, but he is something I'm working on that I don't need the voiceless being aware of yet.
Fair enough.
I get that.
I'm trying to find the best way to try and give at least some explanation without giving the game away, because I can't give Drost, I think we had a conversation about that. There's certain information I have and want to impart, but can't because it will put some people in danger, unfortunately. Um, Information pertaining to him would be some of that. But let's say that he's someone that is important, and I need to make sure it stays safe at all costs.
Fair.
Cool.
If I can ask a favor, just do not mention his existence or his name or anything around here. Not that anyone here would mean him, that I know of, would mean him ill will, but the less people south of the Black Rise know of him, the better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Right. Well, I did want to share one thing. That individual was quite thankful for your involvement in getting him out of some. He wouldn't give me the specifics, but it sounds like it was a bit of a hairy situation that he was trapped in. He wanted me to pass his thanks on to you, and should you ever find yourselves in colder climes, if you are heading to any place of import there and share that you are friends with him, to individuals in a very important city up there, it would go a long way to establishing yourselves in a base level of trust. Do you take my meaning?
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
Good. As part of that, I'm working on a way for you to get up there. Obviously, you could always just take the mundane method of either sailing the waters. I don't know if this was ever said. Don't fly your airship up there. It would go very, very badly if you tried to sail over the Black Rises and into the territories. You could always take the mundane method or sail to one of the eastern ports, but I'm working on a method of getting your ship up there. He's helping from the inside on that front, so hopefully by the time whatever is being done with the hole in Elvenon, I should have a method for getting you up there and allowing you to take your ship with you.
Hey,
Sweet.
Amandre, do you know of? I don't know if this is a thing, but do you know if there of any other teleportation circle coordinates that might be useful?
Well, of course I do. I can probably provide you with a couple. Um, Let me see if I have the spells here for them. I have to make copies, so if you're willing to pay for them, I can definitely have copies made for you.
Sure. Mechanically, is that a thing that we can, like, he can just write the stuff down, or
Yeah, he will
what does
essentially
it
give
have to be
you.
that,
So with teleportation circle, I don't know if it works this way mechanically, but this is always how I've kind of envisioned it. Every casting of teleportation circle, when you're casting it in a specific circle, is slightly different. So it's essentially a change in the arcane rune. He can give for a cost just to make the copy so that you can inscribe it with your own books. He can give you copies of a couple of the major cities that have teleportation circles that are
okay.
are allowed, like not public access, but like privileged like access that you would be able to be like, hey, I'm a member of the order, things like that.
Okay, so then, like, mechanically, for Drost being a wizard, I would have teleportation circle, the prison,
Yeah,
the and then teleportation circle, like, Elvenon, and then whatever beast, there would be separate spells that would be
exactly. Yeah.
okay.
Whenever you cast teleportation circle, it's just going to be you designate the city that you have the coordinates for. Um, Otherwise, you can't like. It's not as useful as the teleportation spell where you can just send people wherever the fuck you want to. You have to. It has to be a fixed location that has a circle already built in, and you
Right.
can kind of see Avandri kind of points and shows like over in the corner of his room he has a teleportation circle engraved into the ground there. He's like that.
Gotcha.
It's an easier spell. The teleport's fun and all. It's also a high-level resource that I don't exactly like burning all the time. So whenever I'm just hopping between here and my shop in Hilltown, I tend to just use the circle because it's immediate and it doesn't burn that much of a resource. Plus, I can usually do it as a ritual, so even better.
Nice. So then, okay. So just so I'm understanding it. So it's so I wouldn't have to when I have teleportation circle prepared, I just have to know the coordinates for different
Yeah.
places, or
You
I would
have to, yeah, you have to
prepare
have
separate- Okay.
the key. Essentially, you
Yeah.
have to know of the circle and the runes for that circle to get there. Like essentially the key. So
Right.
you have the key to the hole right now. You can copy down the runes for Avandre's as well, and he also has the ones available for Elvanon, Port Oman, and Hilltown.
Yeah, I think those would all be super useful. That if we can just literally um, teleport between those places. So yeah, I don't know what his price is for those coordinates, but I'm assuming that we can
50 gold a
probably,
copy. So
yeah, we can probably take care of that.
perfect. And there's probably a couple others I could put some feelers out and get the keys for. Most of these are going to be circles attached to like established enchanters and arcanists in major
Mhm.
cities. I could, if I can get the coordinates for them, I can get them to you. And part of that will be me having to, me convincing them that the person I'm giving these to uh, is going to be okay with, you popping into their place of business or
Right.
using the circle essentially. Um, the Empire has there have been individuals who have suggested using these circles as like mass transportation across the empire, and um, the empire doesn't like that idea for the most part. So I think it's just been one of those like the rich and the powerful have access to these circles, and they like to keep it that way.
Sure.
But
Well, I
I can
think
try to
we're
get the
both.
ones I can.
We've now been promoted to both rich and powerful, I feel like.
That is true. Although I doubt that Empire would be very happy about your promotion, but
Yeah.
they might
They're
not have.
about to be even less happy.
It sounds like it. I'm sure you're probably already hearing plenty of warnings, but from what I'm led to believe, is not a great place. Be careful down there. There are a lot of monsters and mysteries out in this world, and a lot of them didn't necessarily end up dead when they probably should have. Instead, they ended up stuffed in a hole somewhere.
We're monsters and we're mysterious.
You are indeed, Tez. I cannot argue that point.
We're scary.
You are most certainly scary. But you're not the only scary thing in this world. There is always a pecking order and a food chain. But I'm sure you'll find out where you are on that list when you get there.
I'm at the top of the food chain.
I'm sure
I
you
just
are.
said dead serious.
I'm sure you are, Tez. I'm sure you are.
Okay.
Anyway, that was all I had. I just wanted to go over those quick points before you head off into sudden death. Anything else I can help you with?
Maybe keep the rock phone handy in case you've got questions while we're down there.
I can probably help
Oh,
you with
yeah?
that.
You
Yeah.
can be more positive.
It's not called a rock stone. Remember, it's called a cell stone.
Yes.
We've been over this.
The Cellstone.
Yep, the cell stuff.
Do we know, or do I know, have like a somewhat firm grasp on like what he can? Because he's like a wizard class that has a lot to do with like names and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh
Do,
man.
do we? Yeah. Do we know? Do I know what type of stuff he can do with those names? As far as like, if we were to give him like the name of someone to verify if they were, you know, someone we want to
You
leave in there or let him out, or is it just? Is there anything
give
to
me
look like
give me an
that?
Arcana check real quick.
Oh,
You've spent some time discussing like some of the finer points of his mechanic. You know, he offered to teach you if you wanted to switch, traditions. So, 16. The understanding that you have of how his magic works. Obviously, there's the like brain, like the memory storage capacity of his. Like his brain is hardwired into some of his journals. So, like if it's written in there, he can automatically recall it without having to, think about it for even an instant. As far as what he can do with names he's given, there are things he can direct. It's a little easier for him to direct his like spells towards individuals that are written into his books. A lot of this is like part of why he has new people add their names to his books is so that A, he remembers them, but also B, if he needs to track them down for whatever reason, he now has an easy way to do so. As well as just it's not necessarily like he gets full insight into what they are or who they are as a person or anything like that, but it's more of a like I have a rough idea and can help track you down and do things to you if I need to because I have your name and names are power.
cool. All right. Then he won't be super useful.
He has plenty. You do know he has a lot of like research resources and things like that. So if you end up giving him names, he might be able to get something fairly quickly.
Cool. Well then, yeah, we're just. I think I'm ready whenever anyone else is. We want to go to the hole.
Okay, let's go.
All right, as you guys are preparing, Avandra kind of looks.
No, we have to go to the interrogation, right?
Oh yeah, that's
So we
right.
were going to do the interrogation first.
We don't
do
even
you
want to go there.
Do you want me to fetch Loki before you go?
Oh, probably better.
Yes.
Maybe. See if he wants to go.
Oh,
We'll figure that out.
who's
He's a
that?
weird cat.
Who are you talking about?
You have the stone. If if you need him as a reinforcement, I can send him along with you.
Yeah, I mean, if you know where he's at, that's pretty good to know.
Oh, he wrote his name in my book. I always know where he's at.
That's creepy.
Andy.
Dros, you feel like you know that was bullshit, but it's not how his magic actually works. But all right, well, have fun peeling toenails and threatening to eat people. I'll be here.
Okay.
And you guys head off. There's over back at the command tent. One of Rel's soldiers has just been kind of waiting there, like waiting for you guys to be ready to go to the interrogation.
Let's go.
Oh, all right, yeah, this way. He leads you into one of the caverns you actually haven't been into really yet, deeper past the armory and the training grounds for the guards of the Voiceless, and into a bit of a cavern system. It's very similar to like the entrance you guys first went through, where it's very like dank and like cavernous, and it's meant to be intimidating and unsettling. A lot of echoing, some random dripping going on. Before at the very end of it, there's just a round chamber, hollowed out stone. Seems like it's been carved, like not even carved, just magically smooth. And as you guys kind of start walking through it, you see this like magical barrier that the guard just kind of walks through and just kind of gestures for you guys to walk through it.
Ooh.
Okay.
And you pass through it without any issue. He kind of like he points over at the you now see the peacekeeper who's still like fully bound, gagged, blindfolded and everything, with the anti-magic gauntlets on his hands. He now has a like ring around his neck that you can see an enchantment rune on there. More than likely that's what's preventing this guy from leaving this room.
Can he hear?
At the moment, no. It looks like he's like full sensory deprivation.
Okay.
If Tez has free reign, he's gonna walk over to him. Is the room open?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
the guard just like, Overseer Rel said that you were taking lead in this at first, so feel free. Just, he's Imperial trash, so he can die if you really want to kill him, but we want to at least ask him questions, so try not to kill him.
We'll take our time. And I'll walk over.
Yeah, we'll get all the juice out of it before we kill him.
I'll take my
fair enough.
claw. I'll take my claw and kind of scratch his face a little bit, and then I'll pull whatever's down around his ears to where he can hear. And I'll get real close and I'll say,
Nod your head if you can hear me, friend.
Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
okay.
Roll with advantage, and I'll use Awaken Mind to say in his head, I'd nod my head if I were you.
Intimidation. 25.
He nods his head.
Okay. Then I'll slowly lift his eye thing off, whatever's covering his eye, so he can see. And I'll look at him and say,
Now, do you see me?
Nods again.
My friend here is going to ask you some questions. I'll step away. You can rest assured that you'll be fine, as long as you cooperate. Do you think you'll cooperate?
Nods his head again.
Good, because if you don't, I'll tear your heart out while you still live and breathe. Do you understand?
Nods his head again.
Tess stands up and looks down at him and then steps away.
You can have him.
Okay. And the heart part, just as a heads up, will be the end of a series of terrible things that happen to you. So don't think that, like, the heart ripping out is, like, it.
Okay. Noted. He doesn't say that. He nods his head again.
Dres, did you say you could do, like, some cone of truth shit so we can tell if he's lying?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if Rel, if like their standard operating procedure is magical at all. If like,
Do you guys have anybody that can do his zone of truth or whatever?
I mean, I can, but if I don't have to burn resources,
that's what I'm
like
saying,
zone of
like-
truth and detect thoughts and like kind of the full suite of interrogation.
Detect thoughts, we usually have a Vondre come to help for that, but if you have it, that helps. Zone of truth, and the guard kind of comes over, and there's a big button on the wall.
No.
This entire chamber gets covered in it when we activate it.
Nice.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
so like we're all under it? So like when we tell him the things that we'll do to
Well,
him, if he doesn't listen, he'll
if
know we're
we,
telling the truth?
If we hit the button and it activates, yeah.
All right.
Should we hit the button?
I think I'm ready to go. You guys?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hit the button.
All right. What's your name there, Punchy?
First off, anyone who wants to fit or try to resist this effect, please roll me. I think it's a wisdom save for Zone of Truth.
Tez lets it happen.
Oh, for sure. Definitely let it happen.
Tickles.
Dudes, would you want to have the ability to lie to him, or?
Oh. I mean, we're the good guys. They're the bad guys. I'm just going to tell them the truth. And if that doesn't help, then I will graphically describe the things that I will allow Tez to do to him.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like, have you ever seen a cat, like, groom itself with their rough tongue, and you know what that tongue is rough for? It's to strip the flesh and meat off of their prey, which is you in this situation. Boop. I'll boop his nose.
Taylor, you managed to resist the effect. 16 was the DC. You also see, after the spell is activated, those of you who willingly failed, there's a flash of blue around like your feet in the stone. You also see a flash of blue underneath him.
Nice.
But there is a flash of red underneath
Wonderful.
Oh,
Whoa.
So you can tell.
that's okay, Taylor. You can keep your secrets.
I have nothing to hide.
Allegedly,
Taylor. Allegedly.
if we're to believe you.
Believe
I
what
have
you
nothing
want.
to hide.
Honestly, I was just
All right.
curious if I could beat the DC because I knew my rolls today, so I was just curious.
Well, meets it, beats it. So
Here we go. All right. What's your name there, guy?
Jacob
Jacob.
Ellen.
Perfect. Jacob, do you know who we are?
Yeah, you're the terrorist known as the Wolf Pack.
Oh, terrorist. Isn't that cute? Well, I'm going to let that one slide. But for future reference, we're the good guys.
You honestly believe that, don't you?
Yeah. Do you know what your boss is doing?
Yeah, protecting the Empire.
Ooh, close. Protecting the Empire
Yikes.
from what? Like people that aren't
Insurrection
human?
and death on all sides.
Ugh. You know who the Blade is? What's that guy's real
No.
name? Do we even know? Oh, well, he's summoning some kind of like eldritch being to destroy the entirety of existence. You see how I'm not lying?
I see that you probably believe that.
Oh, fuck me. Are you really? Are you that deluded?
He doesn't
All right.
answer.
Okay. Tell us about the hole.
It's a prison underwater, way out into the East Water Sea. And you see, as soon as he tries to say that, lightning shoots up.
Mm,
Oh,
I think you're lying.
Wasn't the truth, Jacob.
Nice.
He doesn't answer.
I'm just gonna hit him with the tech thought.
Waiting for it.
Nice.
The immediate thought right before he gets tased is, I don't know where the fuck the hole is. They don't tell us that.
God damn. Shit.
For the record, do you want to push? I probably
Yes.
asked this. Do you just want to leave it on surface thoughts, or do you want to push?
Well, I want it. All right, we've got a minute for it, so I'll leave it on surface thoughts for now, and kind of give Finn the like, let's ramp it up, and broad questions, stuff like that, and then shortly before it ends, then I'm just gonna like file my way through his memories.
Okay.
All right, so you don't know where the hole is.
No, I don't know where the hole is. They don't tell us those things.
Okay, do you know, is there some sort of like log or record of who is in the hole?
He doesn't answer, but you hear in his head, yeah, of course there is.
All right, Jacob, I think we got off on the wrong foot here. And by the wrong foot, I mean I'm gonna have Tez eat your left foot if you don't start answering my fucking questions. Do you see how I'm telling the truth?
He nods his head. Drost, I need you to give me an initiative roll real quick.
Sure. It resets my initiative macro whenever so this is plus a D8 from my morning spell. So 22.
The D8 is what lets you beat him. You and him had the exact same die roll and modifier initially to it. But that D8 cracks it. He has like a brief surface thought about it. He's about to pop something in a tooth of his.
Didn't we? Did
Oh.
we? I thought we found a rune
We
on one of his teeth when we took him
did.
prisoner at the end of that
Yeah, we
last
pulled that
session.
tooth out, right?
We
Yeah.
pulled
Found
that
one of
tooth.
them. You found one of them.
Really?
It was it wasn't high enough to find the second one. But
I'm gonna hit him with momentary stasis if I can.
you register the barest surface thought. He's been messing with this in his mouth the entire time. He now has it to where he can activate it. But you beat him in initiative, so what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna hit him with the momentary stasis.
Fuck.
Oh, what?
Okay, it is a con save. I'm gonna say this is a disadvantage. This is a disadvantage for him because he's not expecting it. He thinks he's been doing this on the sly the entire fucking time. So,
Man, I contemplated pulling the rest of his teeth out. I can listen to the recording and prove that.
I'm
Fairly certain I
almost
remember
certain he said-
advocating pulling them all out.
I know. I'm almost certain he said it out loud.
oh, so I'm saying he had disadvantage because obviously, like, this is he thinks he's been doing this very quietly and like slyly. No one's catching on to this. He's not expecting counter pushback on this. The second you pop momentary stasis, he goes to try and activate it and bites onto his tongue and ends up like coughing and spitting on blood. He rolled, for his disadvantage roll, a natural 20 and then a 12.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
But you see him like
Cool.
coughing and spitting on the blood now. He has not activated it yet.
Yeah, I would have forced him to re-roll if he would have failed anyways.
Roast.
I'm gonna just lean towards Tez. Okay, so I'm gonna push harder with detect thoughts. So he'll have to have a save.
Yep.
To find which tooth.
I just have my eyebrows raised, just staring at Drost like, what are you doing?
I was going to say, have you mentioned this yet to them? Because
what's wrong with you,
spitting
Drost?
blood, but
No, yeah, like in
What's he
an
spitting blood
instant,
for?
it's basically he's doing that. I'll just be like, he had another poison capsule in his.
God,
in one of
another-
his
Oh,
teeth.
I immediately grab his mouth, both sides of his jaws, and just hold it open so he can't bite down.
you can see he's worked one of the other molar that you haven't pulled on the other side. It's not even a like capsule or anything. It's a rune etched into the part of the molar and kind of hidden in there that he's been like wiping plaque or something off of to try and activate.
You dastardly devil. He doesn't care if he lives or dies anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the point. He would rather die. They're obviously ready to die before being captured. So we've got to. Yeah, I mean, pain is a definite motivator, but yeah, I mean, we got to pull the tooth.
Yeah, we gotta pull the tooth. It's the only way.
I think I had to finesse it last time. Didn't I, Corey?
Yeah.
Make sure it didn't break. Okay.
This one's a little different. This one, because it's a rune.
Okay.
It's a little bit different, but you will still have to kind of finesse it to try and not activate it because it's a touch rune. So go ahead and give me, I'm going to say a sleight of hand with advantage.
I don't think spell magic would work on that.
You got it.
I was just going to say, do we want to just not worry about finessing it and just hit his entire body with a dispel magic?
Will that get rid of the truth spell, though? I guess we could turn it off and then.
Dispel magic target specific effects. So if you choose not to, if you don't specify the truth spell.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would save this from going bad, but you'd be wasting a spell. With advantage and a +3, I can probably do this. It's up to you, though.
If I burn every single spell that I have and we get some information,
I was gonna say,
and if we just go after the.
I also have dispel magic
later. Yeah, then go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I can use it.
All right.
Let's not cut
magic,
corners.
and you see a slight fizzle and pop as the rune completely disappears, disabling the delayed fireball rune in his mouth.
Ooh. That would have been messy.
I'm gonna like nod at Finn and be like, that's earned him something, hasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, Drost,
On them
surface thoughts
toenails.
right now are straight up just him panicking because that was his only plan. He has you are now confident he has no other like any capsules or runes or anything like that he can rely on.
Jacob.
Tez, which one of those teeth
That
or
seems
fingers do you want to start with?
Well, he's got the fingers
Ooh.
and the gloves, so I was thinking toes. Hey, Tez, you want to pop that boot off and just pop his left pinky toe off?
Oh, I had a better idea.
I pull my knife out and cut his ear off.
I'll do it. Can somebody heal him
Goddamn.
up? He's bleeding all over the place.
I got it.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what to roll for this. I don't think
Terrible.
it's not a torture skill, so I guess he's gonna roll a Constitution save to see if he doesn't just immediately pass out from shock. I guess.
This is our first day on the job.
Yeah, you guys are setting an impression. He rolled okay with an 18 and his con save modifier. Yeah, he doesn't pass out from the shock, but yeah, you cut off an ear and cauterize the wound.
All right, Jacob. Does that indicate
I
how
got cure
serious we
wounds.
are?
I'll do it first level.
All right, Jacob.
Jacob does not respond. Your Drost's surface thoughts are him in like full panic attack spiral, trying to figure out what he can do to not A, feel that again, and B, to get the fuck out of here before you kill him.
All right. Well, here's the deal, Jacob. I still have the field of truth on. There's a chance you get out of this alive. I mean, you got what? Wife, kids, parents, friends.
Drost's surface thoughts, he has none of those things.
Yeah,
And-
he's a loner.
Not
And
even a pet?
well, with that, you catch. There's a brief instance where he does see a flash of someone, like it looks like a almost like a painting or something, like a wife and kids in his mind, and then a quick flash of like as his thoughts are flitting through here, of that wife and child like in a fiery home and him outside with in a brief like moment of regret but conviction.
Holy shit.
And it goes away.
I'm just gonna say out loud, did the torch take your family?
He just looks at you and doesn't. He shakes his head no.
Wait, what now? Did you tell us what you saw, Drost?
He's
Did he do it
Yeah.
to his own family?
he had a wife and kid.
Oh, you fucking murked your family to join the
Did you-
fucking peacekeepers?
Did you do that? Did you do
Holy
that?
shit, and we're the fucking monsters?
I don't expect terrorists to understand
Oh
what's
my
needed
God.
here.
Wait,
You
we're the
listen to
bad guys?
yourself?
Oh, gee.
Holy shit.
We're
Wow.
terrorists, but you murder
Telling me
innocent
that you
people.
think we're the bad guys, but you murdered your own wife and child in their home? In your home?
Oh, that's dark, man. I mean, that's fucked up.
Drost, the surface thoughts right now are just steely conviction, as he says out loud, "If you're gonna fucking kill me, just kill me already. I'm done."
Well, now we can't, right?
Well, yeah, no, we're definitely not killing you now.
No, you need to stay alive for a while.
Yeah. His
I think you
punishment
definitely
is
at least need to
life.
stay alive till the Empire like burns down. So anyway, this book, like this log with the hole, say we in theory want to let out like the people that don't deserve to be there, but leave like the monsters there. Not the monsters because we're probably gonna have to kill those, but like the child rapists. You guys got a couple of them in there.
Ooh, yucky.
He still doesn't answer, Drost, since you're still rooting around in there. Flashes of a lot of inmates that he's either put there, like it's been a part of operations that put them in there, or seen as he walked on patrol or something down the hole. You're seeing these instances almost like a quick slideshow. Immediate impressions are This place is very dark. Like, it's definitely underground prison. The entire place is staffed with light blades and peacekeepers. They are who act as like the prison guards. It's not staffed by anyone like Imperial Guard or anything like that. They don't trust them for that. You get instances of the like different what look like different areas of the prison. You're not sure if they're like all one level or spaced out, like how they're spaced out, but you're seeing instances of kind of like an intake area where things get processed. There is a log book of everyone who comes in and out of the prison because that's where all of the teleportation circles are. So they have to be activated that way. There's another area where it is like just nothing but rows on rows on rows of cells. Some with multiple people in them, some with individual people who are like chained to the walls and stuff. Instances where certain people they look pitiful while they're in there, like beaten down, like just crying, weeping, and then there's others who look like they are deranged and trying to get at the guards as they walk by. Full madhouse in that instance. And then there's a brief instance of looking down into what looks like a chasm and hearing a deep rumble and seeing a flash of teeth and like glowing eyes, multiple eyes on one body. And then his service thoughts kind of clear. And he goes back to just trying to keep his mind blank.
There's no time to explain all of that, but I'll just say out loud, I'll just say to him and to Finn, he works there or has worked there.
Oh man. Grab the right dude.
And I'm gonna like and just let me know when I'm done with this casting of the detect thoughts, because I'll use plenty more spells for it if I need to.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna.
There is one other impression you get after you mention like he's worked there. It's a flash of multiple like different peacekeepers, different times of patrol and things like that. You get the sense most of the peacekeepers are aware of this place, like, and have worked there. Like, it's a shit detail, but it's one of those like everyone has to do it at some point kind of things.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna verbally tell him, show me everything, and then with my action or with the digging deeper with the spell, I'm gonna look for like if I can like visualize in his shoes the teleportation circle, where we land, how it's staffed, what the patrols are, if he knows any, or how much of that he knows, to at least give us an idea of what we're going to have when we.
I'll ask him all kinds
there.
of questions, like how many guards are there? Like just hoping that he's picturing the shit in his head, and Dros can listen to his thoughts.
Whenever you say that, the thoughts are unclear. A good amount, like he sees a lot, but in the instances, it's hard to piece together whether or not when he's seeing these, like you're seeing these slideshow images in his head as his thoughts flit past it. It's hard to tell if they're all like from the same instance of him being down there, or if he's been down there multiple times. So, best guess, it seems relatively well staffed. What I'm going to say, as detect thoughts, you're wanting to push for as much information as possible. Give me an Arcana check real quick.
Nice.
22. You very quickly realize like the amount of information you're going to try and extract from him in this. If you want to extract, like get as much of that info as possible, you can. It will come at the cost of some of his life, if not his entire life. If you try to manually extract it, you will get every bit of information that he has in his head if you do this, but he may not survive the process.
Not even with a healing spirit under him?
It will be hard to bring him back when his brain is full dead. And Dros, as you immediately are like, you figure out that you can do this, and it's one of those like, holy shit, when did I learn how to do this? and you're figuring out it's when you were in the laboratory and interfacing with the arcane crystal there at the lab, you picked up on how to interface with another being or another like repository of knowledge like that. But you also understand that the human brain isn't necessarily meant to do things like that. It's not meant to serve as a repository like that where you can just, instant recall at need. It's not how the human brain functions. So you can get every bit of information you want on this. It'll fry him.
Even revivify?
I think
even with a healing spell, he'll be alive. It's not the body that dies in this; it's the brain.
I think that's
He'll be a vegetable. So
past what Dro's to be comfortable with, but like I would tell Finn like what he was doing, asking questions about the patrols, about where things are in close proximity to where we would land, and then like kind of working our way out from there, from like the specific area of the teleportation circle area, and then expanding. And I'd be willing to cast and upcast or whatever plenty of detect thoughts with that, but I don't think I'd be willing to kill him in that way. I don't think that's something that Ghost would be like just capable of.
okay.
But like this dude's like, so if you like max out the spell thing, it'll like cook his noodle.
Yeah, I would again with only having a minute on each detect thoughts. I would be really brief with like I can't just fry him with the spell, but we should be able to get a fairly decent amount of information. The big majority of what he knows.
Yeah.
All right. For the purposes of this, since you're not going the direct route, for lack of a better term for it, I'm going to try and preserve him. Give me an investigation check. It'll be a flat roll for this. Both Finn and Drost, both of you give me an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
I'm gonna use lucky to re-roll that.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll.
Jesus. Well, that's all I got.
Wow.
Gotta love it. All right.
2 twos.
Between the two of you, Drost, you're a little distracted because you just realize you have this ability. And it unsettles you a little bit, and you're not unfocused from the task, not your entire focus isn't on this as much as it probably could be. Through your guys' questioning, what you guys are able to piece together for getting to the hole, it is multi-level. It is a multi-level structure built somewhere underground. He does not know where. When you come through the teleportation circles, there's kind of a lobby area where the rest of the prison is sealed off from you, and someone in the security office there lets you in, as well as whatever prisoners that you're presumably bringing in, or supplies if you're just doing a run like that. From there, they go through intake, which is essentially the barracks and administration offices and things like that, processing whoever's coming in, getting them logged, as well as finding out where they need to go exactly. Once past that, there is then a elevator that takes you down to level 2, which is, if I can get my name for it up, where did I name it? Holding an interrogation. The second level of this place, it's as soon as you get off the elevator on the second level, there are interrogation cells with all manner of torture devices. You don't see every single one of them, but you do know there's a couple people who are expertly skilled at using them. And then it's a lot of holding cells. Some, like I said earlier, with individuals in there where they're chained to the wall and not allowed to move. Others where it's a little more like Gen Pop, where, you know, people are just kind of thrown in there because who fucking cares? Like, they can kill each other for all we care. And, you know, some where, you know, people are broken down. Others where they seem to be a little deranged and trying to break out and reach at the guards and things like that. The farther down you go, the more you start seeing empty cells. And from his own memory, you can see what looks like, because it's built so far underground, they don't have to worry about like space issues. Anytime they need more space, they just have someone magically add more to the structure and like move Earth to literally make more room for holding cells. So it ends up just being this long ass corridor, and just winding paths as they've let this facility sprawl out for however many people. Trying to get a grasp on the numbers of people in there, at least a couple hundred. Hard to tell based on his memories and your guys' with this interrogation. The numbers are not exact. You're not sure if the logbook would have slightly more exact number, or if that logbook is even accurate, because it might not log deaths or anything like that. The elevator can also go down to the last level, which he was always told it was called the pit. And based on his understanding, he never went down into the pit. The pit is kind of a we're not going to monitor this at all area. The elevator kind of steps off onto a platform with what looks like just a lot of fucking rope. And from his memory, what usually happens, anyone that is deemed problem enough of a prisoner to warrant being put in the pit gets put on a rope and just lowered down. And when they feel the rope stop moving, that's when they cut it and just let the person down there. No one actually goes down there to feed them. No one goes down there to check on them. And that's also the same chasm that when that brief flash of memory, you saw the movement of a lot of teeth and a lot of eyes. Humanoids are not the only thing down there.
Mm-hmm. If I can, one of the other things that I would ask him is what's the protocol for taking prisoners in there? Like, how could we, in ways of, like, for the purposes of trying to impersonate a couple of peacekeepers and a couple of prisoners? Like, what's a common way? Would we need like clearance ahead of time, or is it normal for peacekeepers to just pop in there with the prisoner?
He, as he like his surface thoughts kind of break or past that. He's never been in that position to have to do that. He is not entirely sure. He knows by the time that they walk through the teleportation circle, security office already seems vaguely aware of what is happening by the time they get there.
Okay. Would he have ever seen a group of peacekeepers bring a prisoner in as they like bamf through the portal?
He has. He's usually the last one through the portal. By that point, they kind of walk him up to the security office. Activates something, and the gate into the prison itself from the little like lobby with the teleportation circles opens up and lets them in. And there's usually conversations about like confirming this is who this is. We're bringing them in. You sure? Yeah. Like
sure.
He doesn't remember as much of that part because that's the boring part of his job. It's like slightly above, like maybe mildly above paperwork. Like it doesn't register on that because it's just like very technical. Like, yeah, bring in this prisoner number here. Like yada yada yada, breeze them through. Like there's almost no like actual recall of what happens when that happens.
What about magic? Does he know if there's any anti-magic zones or anything like that?
As he kind of thinks about it, he doesn't know because he's in a position of power relatively, and he's never had to cast magic. In like the barracks, he knows that you can do it in the barracks because they do it for themselves. He does not know if anything's active like that in the in the pit or in the holding an interrogation level.
Cool. I can't think of any other questions. I don't know if anybody else has any that they want to chime in with. I'm assuming this is multiple uses of
Yeah,
detect
this
bots
is
at
this is
point.
essentially speed running. That way we have to do it question by question.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is over the course of like an hour or so between you guys like picking up what you need or are asking and just trying to get as much out of him as possible without frying him. So
Cool. Yeah. If anybody, I would like sort of, I'd say thank you and turn away unless anybody else is going to continue questioning where I can monitor with detect thoughts. Just as Eden.
Yeah, Jacob, you know anything about Port Oman or Oman?
flashes in his brain across of the fort down there. He's only ever been there once, and it was only to rendezvous with a unit of Imperial Guard that were down there under the command of. He doesn't. It's an odd sensation because you recognize it in his brain of what this person is, but this person didn't. Like they stood out enough for him to be like, oh, this was a person that wasn't dressed like us, but he didn't. For some reason, he wasn't able to latch onto like the face or anything like that. You just see a white coat that looks relatively familiar on a certain individual known for streaking across the sky in orange fire.
Mm.
Well, I think we're done with Jacob. We can turn him over to Rel and the rest of these guys. Let them finish him off.
You can see Rel's like standing outside of the little portal thing. Comes through. Appreciate it. Appreciate you not killing him in the process. We'll see if there's anything else worth wringing out of him. Good work on that delayed, that whatever was in his mouth too. Surprised we missed that. And he looks over at the guard who's by the door and like we didn't see it.
We missed it too.
Right.
Oh, I accidentally cut his ear off.
And whenever I say that, it's all red around me like a total lie.
Yeah.
Mean to.
Yeah. Accidentally. Anyway, good work. We appreciate it, and hopefully whatever you got out of him helps.
Yeah.
All right. What are you guys doing next?
Well, I'm assuming we go rest so Dros can get his spells back, and then we pop over to the hole and start kicking ass, right?
I think that's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys
Yeah.
hunker down and take a rest, getting whatever spells and recuperating, if not physically, at least a little emotionally from the last 24 hours. As you guys wake the next morning, Finn, please give me one more D100 roll.
Ooh.
Rolled so bad.
Is he going to keep the streak? Yep.
Fuck!
Mm-hmm. God, these 100
So-
rolls have been awful.
Every time you failed it, the DC has gotten lower. You barely succeeded this time.
Oh my god.
You had to get above a 15 this time because I was determined to give you this. As you wake up in the morning, Finn, you feel that pulse around your neck from the amulet again, and a brief vision in your head of the eye, and it just says, soon. The amulet around your neck has bonded with you a little more. You can, as you kind of like look at it, you now see the eye that's normally there, and like you've seen the eye like on this amulet occasionally like blink every once in a while. The eye now looks, it has a faint yellow color to it, very similar to what you normally see in your dreams. And the kind of like tentacles that are coming off of the amulet, as you kind of touch one, you can see them kind of light up, almost like the like plasma lamps or Tesla coils. Like you could feel the energy reaching out to touch the surface where your finger is whenever you touch it. And it's a little more awakened, or not specifically awakened, but bonded. I'm going to send you a thing here. As your item is now at tier 2.
There we go.
Fancy.
Oh, hell yes.
For completing a personal quest, your item got slightly better, as warrants it. So there's that.
All right.
And with that, I think we'll call it for the night. And as you guys approach the next day and prepare to invade what sounds like an Imperial stronghold somewhere underground.
Yep.
Damn right.
That'll be fun.
And I'm going to end the recording here. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.